The Washington Commanders have had one of the most interesting off seasons out of any team this year. Hiring Dan Quinn, and then mostly just signing old Cowboys players, and older players that are past their prime. And if you couldn't tell, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of this team's off season. I'm sorry. But I think that makes this team a perfect candidate for a 10-year rebuild. Especially because we are, of course, going to be drafting a quarterback in just a second here. But of course, this is going to be a very long one. So get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. And by the end of this, I want to turn this into one of the best teams in the league. So if you enjoy the 10-year rebuilds, let me know by leaving a like. It very much helps out the channel. And if we can get, you know what? I was going to lower the like goal because 10-year rebuilds don't usually get as many, but I'm still going to hold firm. Let's say 3,000 likes. If we can get to that, it'll let me know y'all want to see another 10-year rebuild. So also, let me know in the comments what team you would want to see a 10-year rebuild of. Can be a team that's gonna draft a quarterback that had a either really good or really underwhelming offseason in your opinion, or just your favorite team. Let me know that down in the comments, because I like doing these when I have the time. And last thing, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe you don't even realize you're not subscribed. I have people tell me that sometimes. But if you like rebuilds, you're definitely in the right place, because that's literally all I do. And it'll make you an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, definitely. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild, and let's get to the draft. Oh yeah, and actually, I almost forgot. Shout out to Retired Chiefs Prod for the suggestion. I think they were the most recent to suggest this. But yeah, again, let me know any rebuild ideas you have down below. But now in the draft, of course, we are going to go with JAYDEN Daniels. And I think we're going to spend most of the rest of the draft building up this offense, because other than the receiving core and I guess the running back group, it definitely isn't great. The O-line and the tight ends definitely are going to need some work. So we'll take JAYDEN Daniels. Still does not really look like him, but I don't think I'll ever remember to change his face, but he should be pretty good throughout this rebuild. And now in the second round, I'm gonna go with Patrick Paul. Technically not the highest projected tackle that's left, but I think he is the best one out of anyone left. I also like Dominic Puny, but we'll go with Patrick Paul. This would technically be a reach in real life for sure, but I mean, we're pretty desperate for tackle, so we'll take him here. Hidden dev, sounds good. Only 40 changes. I feel like I need to change of direction, but whatever. I'm really noticing little things I need to change in my draft classes for this rebuild. And here in the third round, who do I want to go with? This is going to be the last pick I show. I'm between Adisa Isaac, Jonah Ellis, Austin Booker, and Gabriel Murphy. Let's just go with Adisa Isaac. I think he's projected to go first out of that group. Maybe Ellis, though. I don't know. We'll still go with him. Or wait, it does look like we are a power rush scheme, and I don't really have a way to change that. So let's go with Adisa Isaac. He definitely has a little better power in real life, so I'll flip him around a little bit. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 86 speed, 88 excel, sounds good. But here's how we did in the draft. You know, I always feel the need to say that my draft classes are lower overall than like the Madden ones that I always use. So JAYDEN Daniels is 74, Patrick Paul 73, and then Adisa Isaac is a 70, but we also got Kyrie Jackson, Brendan Rice, Layden Robinson. Like, this was a decent draft. Nothing crazy, but most of these players should be here for the rest of the rebuild, or at least the majority of it. So let's get into year one, and we will see how the team is looking. But here's a look at the team heading into year one. It definitely looks a lot better now with JAYDEN Daniels and Patrick Paul. I'm still worried about tight end. I do like Cole Turner, and Jake Bates is decent, but I still think we're gonna need to draft one next year. And then here's the defense. I do like the two Panthers players they signed, Frankie Louvu and Jeremy Chin. I think Frankie Louvu could be a massive breakout this year. I guess it depends. I like him more as like a pure pass rusher, but we'll see how they use him. He'll probably just play like the old Micah Parsons role, or like Bruce Irvin role. But yeah, I do think this defense could be really good this year. I am worried about this offense, at least in real life, but we'll have to see how it does in simulation. So let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we're decent, but even if not, it's only year 1 out of 10, so I think we'll be okay. We're just getting started. Okay, well, we're actually better than I expected. We're only 3-4. I see the Cowboys at 6-0. Surely that won't be a recurring theme here every single season for the rest of this rebuild. But hey, at least we're doing better than I expected. Now, we do have 20 players to re-sign. I kind of thought Sam Cosmi already got an extension. Let me check if these are all right. Okay, no, most of these were right. The only ones I had to change were Tyler Biadasz and Nick Allegretti. But Sam Cosmi will give 4 years, 50 mil. That seems pretty cheap. He's been pretty damn good. We'll just up it a tiny bit, 4 years, 54. He takes it. Benjamin St. Juste is decent, but he's already 26. I feel like we could could definitely upgrade there. He is also pretty cheap, though. We'll go 3 years, 15. That's fine. Derek Forrest, same deal. We probably could upgrade, but he is very cheap. We'll go 3 years, 14. He takes it. Diami Brown, I kind of want back, but he isn't interested. Same with Cleveland Furl. Mostly everyone here is depth, but there is some good depth here. Just most aren't interested. So we'll just worry about that at the end of the year. It isn't necessarily make or break for this rebuild. So pretty quick mid-season. Let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully, hopefully we finish strong, but honestly, it might be better to do bad year one and get a good draft pick. So we'll just see what happens. Okay, we made the playoffs in year one. I don't know how. We only have a 79 overall team, but we made the playoffs. This game is surely something. I'm gonna be super happy when we miss the playoffs with like a 92 overall team in the future here. But let's see how this happened. Let's see how we made the playoffs with a 79 overall team. Jayden Daniels was very good. 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns. The picks were a little high, but I mean, he was a rookie, so that's fine. 1,200 yards for Brian Robinson. 4.4 per carry, 11 touchdowns. Not much rushing for Jayden Daniels, but I don't want to change this offensive playbook because it was a very good offense. But almost 1,300 yards for Terry McLaurin, 14 touchdowns. Diami Brown, 800 yards, but 13 touchdowns and 0 for Jahan Dotson. This was a weird season. Patrick Paul was horrific at left tackle. That's great. The rest of our line was very good, though. Bobby Wagner led the team with 112 tackles. We'll take it. 19 TFLs for Jonathan Allen, 17 for Payne, 14 for Armstrong, and sacks. 7 for Deron Payne, 6 for Jonathan Allen, 5.5 for Dorrance Armstrong, only 4 for Luvu, and picks 4 for Benjamin St. Juste. I'm glad we re-signed him because that could be a superstar dev. And then 1 for Wagner and Forrest. Hey, we'll take playoffs year one. I won't complain, even though I guess I already have. But Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. I am shocked it was not Dak Prescott. Michael Penix up there as a rookie, so it doesn't look like we're going to get Rookie of the Year, unfortunately. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts, so there's our division rival, winning a major award. McLaurin at 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Fred Warner. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Michael Penix. Jayden Daniels at number 2, so we already get cucked. Wait, I saw, did the Vikings sweep the Rookie of the Year awards? They got Leatu Latu too. That's kind of hard to say, but he does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's crazy. I'm glad we're not in their division. But no Commanders up here, unfortunately. I didn't really expect any to be up there, though, to be fair. But in the wild card, we're going to be taking on the 10-7 New Orleans Saints, another team that I'm kind of surprised to see here. But we have a one last hurrah scenario. I'm guessing this is going to be Bobby Wagner. And yeah, that's not really a surprise. Plus 10 morale, we'll take it. I don't think we're winning this game, but we'll take it. No, we could. We'll see. And we have a first of many for Dan Quinn. I mean, definitely not the first playoff game for the real Dan Quinn. I mean, he was part of one of the most infamous playoff games ever. You know, their Super Bowl against the Patriots. I guess that wasn't really his fault, but still. But let's see if we can take down the Saints and pull off an upset. Of course not. Okay. But in the Super Bowl, I was about to be happy about it not being Eagles-Chiefs or Cowboys-Chiefs for once, but unfortunately it is another division rival in there in the Eagles. At least they lose it though. They get beat 24-7 by the Ravens, so they get kind of smoked. I'm really surprised the Cowboys didn't make the Super Bowl though. That's kind of crazy. But for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Jahan Dotson. I mean, that is pretty expensive, but I don't really think cap will be a problem for us next year. We'll see. Or I guess that's in 2 years. Diami Brown was good, but still not interested. Honestly, everyone else here, I think I'm good. So let's get into the offseason, and we could go hard in free agency this year. We'll see. Okay, it is a pretty good free agent class. All these players up here are at least 30. I guess there is Javonte Williams. Ooh, David Njoku's here. I might have got him in the last Commanders rebuild I did, though. Let me check, just to make sure. Okay, no, I think we're good. I don't think we did get him. He is interested, though, so we'll see. But what else do we need? I could go for a receiver, but we're probably just gonna draft one. Benjamin St. Juste somehow didn't get superstar dev. That sucks. So you know what? Let's see if we can sign a corner. We'll try to get Paulson Adebo. So these would be 2 pretty big upgrades. Arguably our 2 biggest needs right now, other than maybe a receiver. So let's see if they want to sign. We do have the lead for both. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. David Njoku doesn't sign, and Paulson Adebo doesn't sign. Okay, this might be a tougher rebuild than I expected. I didn't know players were gonna be rejecting us despite us having a lead. All right. right, well, let's just wait for another good young corner next year, because I don't really want Stephon Gilmore. I guess he does have the connections, but I want to build this team up for the future, not just for like a one-year band-aid like Gilmore would be. But let's up the deal for Njoku, because I think we're going to have to. We might even have to go very player-friendly just to play it safe. So let's see if he takes it, and he does. Okay, cool. That's unfortunate, but not much I can do about that. At least we got a good tight end, even though we maybe had to overpay. But here in the draft, we pick at 21, and I think most of the players I wanted are gone. Actually, let me see. Rashawn Parker's still here. He looked pretty good. Not the fastest, but does have great acceleration. Not the best play rec, though. Okay, yeah, I think we're just gonna go with Rashawn Parker. He's really the last good, or at least really good-looking corner I see. I mean, there are some decent ones, like they would be good value, but I definitely think Parker is the best. I don't think he's, like, super good, but we do need a corner pretty bad. So we'll take him. Hidden dev, only 90 speed, but 92 excel, 92 change of direction. We'll take it. He'll probably be like a 76 or something. But now in the second round, I definitely want a receiver. There are some pretty good-looking ones, though, that I haven't even looked at, like Miles Walker. Ooh, he looks really good. I think I just happened to click on the best one available because neither of these two look too great. I guess Lynch looks pretty good, but I still think we're gonna go with Joseph Bibbs purely because he's a scheme fit. I like the A awareness, A catching, B medium route, B short route, but the only thing about him is he only has solid change of direction and acceleration, and usually those are like great and elite for playmaker receivers. He is only 21. I still think we're gonna take him, but that's just a point of concern about him. But let's take him. He does have hidden dev, 91 speed, only 87 change of direction, which isn't horrible. We'll take it. I still think that other receiver might be better, but I guess we'll see. But last pick I'm gonna show, let's just go with a lineman. I kind of like BJ Bayless. He's only 21 years old, out of Arkansas. Really good pass blocker, A impact block, and even B run block, only a D for his run block, finesse, and power, but that's usually what pass protecting linemen look like this late in the draft. I guess we're not super late, third round, but still. And honestly, most of the good looking linemen are gone. It's of course doing the glitch where it shows everybody as a top 5 talent because I forgot to change the prospect storylines back to on. But whatever, we'll take BJ Bayless. I don't think he'll play year 1 because we still have Nick Allegretti, but we'll see. He does have hidden dev, sounds good. Wearing 69, nice. He might even be something like a 69 overall. No, he'll probably be like a 74 or 5, hopefully. I am Brent Peterson. Vote for me president of the United States. I always find the weirdest names, or like names of actual people. There's also Shaq Neal, Shaquille O'Neal minus a few letters. Also, this linebacker has, is this the one? Yeah, he has 4.75 speed. That's just what I'm looking for in an off-ball linebacker. Okay, this definitely wasn't the best draft ever, but ooh, the CPU kind of cooked. That's a rare sight for sure, but Rashawn Parker is only a 75. I mean, that's close enough to what I guessed a 76. Just pretty well balanced, definitely better in man, but not horrible in zone. Just okay speed, not horrible, not great, just he's fine. He's a boring player. Sometimes you need those. We'll see if we can develop him into a really good player. But Joseph Bibbs is pretty good. He's, I think, the highest overall player we got, right? Yeah, 76 overall, only 21 years old. I do want to check what the other receiver was rated, though. I still feel like he could have been better. Let me see, I think he was a second round pick, or unless he didn't go in the second round. He didn't. It wasn't Lynch. I think it was Walker. Okay, so we got the better player, definitely. I mean, they're the same overall, but Walker only has normal devs, so we definitely got the better pick. And then Bayless is a 74 overall. That was a pretty good guess. I did take Brett Peterson, mostly for the name. I figured he wasn't good, and he isn't. I mean, he isn't horrible, but whatever. And then the CPU, like I said, kind of did well. Keenan Pearson, 74 overall. I mean, he is just a running back. It's not necessarily hard to get a good overall running back, but he also does have hidden dev. And then this was actually a really good pick. Montel Meadows, 75 overall in the 6th round. I mean, that's almost as good as the receiver I took in the 2nd round. I'm guessing he was the best pick in the 6th round. He was pretty easily. There was also a 75 overall tight end. He looks good. But yeah, definitely very good draft with actual help from the CPU. That's very rare. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. I can almost promise that we will not be as good this year as we were last year, but I guess you never know. The Commanders are pretty good in this game a lot of the time, especially their offensive playbook, so we'll just see what happens. But we're up to an 80 overall, 81 offense, 79 defense. We'll take it. I think we'll put Parker as our number 1 corner just in case he does have like superstar dev. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have to go over the moves. Y'all saw me make them. And hopefully David Njoku can play a big role this year. Hopefully that addition will help. But let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we do well again this year. Okay, yeah, that was a pretty good prediction. We're 2-4 5. It happens to the best of us, I guess. We are bad across the board. I guess we have a good pass game, and we have a lot of rushing touchdowns, but that's about it. We also have a good amount of sacks, but is 13 through 7 games really that good? I guess that's pretty good. That's good. We're on pace for like 32 or something. But we have a lot of re-signings this year. Most of our team. Great. Just what I wanted to see. At least we have 121 mil to work with, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know how many of these guys we're going to get back at all. I don't even know if we're going to get Terry McLaurin back because he has 0 interest. We'll offer him 6 years, 148 mil, but okay, he does take it. I'm really surprised. Jonathan Allen will offer 2 years, 47 mil. He doesn't seem super happy to be here and he doesn't take it. He likes it. He just needs more time to think it over. What do you need to think about if you like everything about it? Brian Robinson has been very good so far. We'll offer him 4 years, 27 mil, and he takes it. Okay, this is easier than I expected. Frankie Louvu will go 5 years, 60 mil. He doesn't take it. Awesome. Jamin Davis will go 4 years, 26 mil. He takes it. Jeremy Chin isn't interested. How's he been playing? Stats-wise, at least. No picks in the last 2 years. Only 3 total pass deflections. Not great, but we'll worry about the rest of these later. I also picked up a good receiver in free agency. He just went undrafted, Sherrod Dodson. I don't know if that was like the craziest receiver core ever, or receiver draft class ever, but we basically added 3 74+ overall receivers from one draft. Not basically, that's what we did. God, there's so many players here to re-sign. Why is every contract due in the same year? Well, whatever. We'll worry about it at the end of the year. So I definitely don't expect to make the playoffs this year, but I guess crazier things have happened. So let's get to the end of the season. And honestly, my biggest fear for this season is finishing somewhere around like 8-9 or 9-8, because that'll mean not a very good draft pick and probably no playoffs. But I shouldn't have said that because that's exactly what's going to happen. But here we are at the end of year number 2, and before I reveal how we did in year 2, and before I forget, question of the day. Let me know this down in the comments. Who is your favorite college football player of all time? You know, I guess I asked a college-related question in the last one, just with who would you want to see me rebuild when NCAA 25 comes out, so we'll keep the theme for this one. But yeah, let me know that down in the comments. Who's your favorite college football player ever? Mine is obviously Gardner Minshew. I'm sure y'all know that, or most of y'all know that. But yeah, I'm gonna be super interested to see those answers. It could be a lot of players that didn't really work out in the NFL, so it'll be interesting. But anyways, here's the team after year 2, and as for dev traits, we got pretty lucky. Bibbs has superstar dev. That's really cool. I didn't really expect that, but it definitely makes sense. I don't love his number. I don't like numbers in the 20 for receivers. We'll give him number, you know what, if he wants a high number, we'll let him keep 19, sure. But yeah, Bibbs has superstar dev, only star for Bayless, but that's what I expected. But on defense, Rayshawn Parker has X Factor. I really thought he would only have star. It didn't even like pop into my mind that it could be better. Just because for the most part, if a corner's gonna have like superstar X Factor in this game, they're already gonna be like a really good overall, but that is not the case here. Or I guess if they're gonna have superstar, they'll be like one of those like 68 to 70 overall corners with really good speed or something. Those guys sometimes have superstar, but yeah, I just didn't expect Parker to have X Factor. So that's huge. But in year number 2, we finished 4-13. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't exactly take a genius to figure out that we were gonna do worse than we did last year. You know, why would a team that upgraded pretty heavily do better than the year before? I mean, I know other teams upgraded too, but A, we probably upgraded more than most teams, and B, it's not like we stayed the same. We went from a playoff team to probably the number 1 pick, or at least close. No, only number 3 pick. The Saints and Raiders both went 3-14. That's rough. But let's go super quick over the season stats. I'm guessing these are going to be a little depressing. Jayden Daniels was way worse than last year. 3,600 yards, only 23 touchdown passes, still 16 picks. Good completion percentage, but just not as many touchdown passes as last year, which definitely could be a product of the team more than his play. Ooh, Brian Robinson was kind of horrible. Did hit 900 yards and 14 touchdowns, but only 3.7 yards per carry. Almost 1,300 yards again for Terry McLaurin, 11 touchdowns. Dotson was decent, but Bibbs only 500 yards and only 400 for David Njoku. Gross. Patrick Paul was a little better this year, but Andrew Wiley sucked. BJ Bayless was horrible at left guard. And Jamin Davis had 118 tackles, TFL 17 for Louvu, and sacks 9 for Payne, 7.5 for Allen, 5.5 for Isaac, still only 4 for Louvu, and only 1 for Dante Fowler, or 1.5. I mean, oh yeah, my mistake. I didn't mean to disrespect him there with missing half a sack. 0 for Dorrance Armstrong, though. He was horrible. I guess he didn't get that much playing time, but still enough to get at least 1 sack. 560 snaps. Yeah, we're not bringing him back. And then interceptions, 5 for Jartavius Martin, 2 for Parker, and then 1 for like 5 different players. Weird season, but you just have those years in Madden sometimes. Usually down years happen in real life because of injury, but no injuries here. But Mahomes wins another MVP. I'm really shocked we haven't had a Dak MVP yet. But CeeDee Lamb wins Offensive Player of the Year. We've had back-to-back NFC East Offensive Player of the Years. Shocker there. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Big shocker there too. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Connor Bacon for the Cardinals. What a name. Joseph Bibbs at number 6, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sam Wagner for the Rams. Parker at 5. Yeah, again, that's about what you would expect for a 4-13 team. Not many awards or even players up there. But let's get into another offseason. This, I'm complaining a lot because, you know, we underperformed, but it is definitely good to do poor early for obviously high draft picks. So I think going 4-13 here is definitely a good thing. I think it's stupid, but I think it's a good thing. And in the Super Bowl, the Packers beat the Chiefs 35-28. This is like unprecedented. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life. We have not seen a Chiefs or Cowboys Super Bowl win yet. We haven't even seen the Cowboys in a Super Bowl. This is insane. I mean, we have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl here, but they still haven't won one. This is crazy. But for the rest of our re-signings, we of course still have some really big ones. Should I just re-offer Jonathan Allen the same deal? I mean, he said he was interested in it, so I'm gonna assume the game didn't lie. I'll even up it a little bit. We'll get him back for 2 years. He's already 31 at this point. That makes me feel so old. Like almost every player that was in the league when I became a fan of football has retired by this point. And even players I've seen drafted, what feels like not that long ago, are getting close to retirement age. That makes me feel so old. But 2 years, 49 mil for Jonathan Allen. Wow, big shocker there. Said he was interested, but he wasn't actually. Like, do the responses even mean anything? I don't know. We'll tag him. It's like the same price anyways. We'll offer very player friendly to Frankie Louvu, 5 years, 65 mil, and he doesn't take it. You know what? I'm more fine with that. He's had TFLs, but he really hasn't gotten that many sacks, and he's gotten a lot of pass rush snaps, so it is what it is. Jeremy Chin I want back now because he got superstar dev. We'll offer him 5 years, 42 mil, and he does take it. Okay, cool. I am not picking up the 5th year for Emmanuel Forbes. He's pretty much a backup at this point. Dorrance Armstrong, hell no. Dodson would be cool to bring back, but he's not interested. Cole Turner's a good second tight end, but I don't really want to pay a second tight end when we don't even use a number 1 tight end. I think I'm good on everybody here. Even Dante Fowler, Bobby Wagner's still okay, but he's 36. Andrew Wiley was pretty bad. Okay, yeah, we're gonna let everybody go. A lot of players, but we're really overhauling this team here. And I honestly don't know how hard we're gonna go in free agency. I guess it depends on who's available, but we don't really have that many major holes. Okay, well, I can't say that. We have like 1 linebacker. Okay, no, we definitely do need to draft a few players or sign a few players. Also draft a few players, obviously. But you know, the bad part about free agency when you go 4-13 is nobody wants to sign with you because you went 4-13. This is great. This is just what I wanted. We'll just try to get Frankie Louvu back. And honestly, we don't really need to sign a linebacker. I think we'll draft one, but he'll just obviously fill the role of pass rusher and coverage linebacker. So that'll be fine. This is a really good free agent tackle class. I was just gonna draft one there too, but we might need to sign one. The question is, do any of these players actually play as good as their overall? Luka Decky kind of does. We'll get him. 3 years, 48 mil. So these are the 2 players we're gonna try to sign. Not exactly the biggest names in the world, but 2 good players for sure. 2 underrated guys, we'll say that. And it looks like they both do sign, so we'll take it. And let's get to the draft. But of course, in the draft, we pick at number 3. And what do I want to do? Okay, I thought that was the player I was gonna take. I was about to walk out of the room and cry. I think the one I want is Casey Tatum. I haven't even really looked at him, honestly. At least his combine and everything, but he does look good. Great speed, good strength, elite acceleration, great change of direction, A awareness, power moves, and finesse move. Wait, I didn't even notice he had A finesse moves. Okay, I don't want to say anything. I just don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say anything about that. Ooh, the center too. Malcolm Kirkpatrick. Oh, elite strength. I think we're going to be taking him round 2. We don't really need a center with Tyler Biadasz, but that guy could be like an 80-something. And Wesley Shields looks good, and Sam Mobley. This looks like a crazy draft class. Okay, we'll go with the defensive end. I do not think he's the highest overall player available, but I think he is very good. So let's take him. Hidden dev, thankfully. The only thing I was scared of is normal dev, but 85 strength, 83 speed, 89 excel. We'll see what his overall is. I like the A finesse moves as a power rusher. But in the second round, are we gonna go with the center? There is a really good looking corner. Jay Hardy, what's his speed? Ooh. Okay, only C awareness, but this guy looks good. Same with Khalil Milstead. He's more of a physical corner, which I guess would be a good scheme fit for us. I mean, not technically, because he's not a scheme fit, but you know what I mean, for a cover 3 defense. Ooh, and Garrison Rhodes, round 3. Okay, I think I have our draft planned out. God, even these defensive tackles, this is a crazy draft class. I think we are gonna go with Malcolm Kirkpatrick here. I mean, he just looked too good to pass up. He's from Vanderbilt, elite strength, lots of A's, and his finesse, even though that isn't his scheme, is pretty good. Or not his scheme, his archetype, you know what I mean. Let's take him. Hidden Dev, 93 strength, even 70 speed, 77 excel. Again, I'm not gonna predict overall because I don't want to jinx it. And then let's see, do I want a corner in Garrison Rhodes? He's not very fast. Okay, I was gonna say, how about John Barksdale? He's faster. I still kind of like Garrison Rhodes more though. I think we are just gonna go with him. I mean, I don't know what else we would do instead of taking a corner. I guess we could go with another power rusher in Eric Glover, who does look really good. He looks like a slightly budget version of the guy we took in number 3. Ooh, the defensive tackles are still here too. I kind of like Kyle Bibbs, but only see block shed. Let's just go with the corner. Garrison Rhodes is gonna be the last pick I show here. Let's take him. Hidden Dev looks really similar to the corner we drafted last year. I'll just say that. I'm feeling good about this draft class. We'll see what it looks like. Can't wait to be entirely proven wrong and we got nobody better than a 75. That's gonna be fun. Okay, maybe I should have said something because this is nowhere near as good as I thought it would be. I thought we landed 3 80 overalls. We did not get 1, but we did get close. Casey Tatum is only a 77. That's the most surprising one to me. Oh, well, okay, A finesse moves and power moves for a literal defensive end is apparently only 78. That's cool. Thanks, Madden. Malcolm Kirkpatrick is a 79. That's cool. He's really good. I thought he would be like an 83 or a 4, but whatever. I mean, I've genuinely picked like 84 overall centers that looked worse than Malcolm Kirkpatrick. That's crazy. And then Garrison Rhodes is only a 76. I thought he would be like a 79. I mean, a 76, like these are all good picks. I just thought they would be better. And Sidney Ford, I thought he would be like a 75. He's only a 72. I mean, I didn't show him. I did pick him, but I didn't show him. You know, 88 strength, 79 power moves, 77 speed. That's a pretty damn good combo for a defensive tackle, but that's only a 72 overall, I guess. It is what it is. Still a good draft. I just thought it would be much better. Oh, and this was definitely a pretty good class. There was an 86 overall quarterback. I didn't even know quarterbacks went that high in just strong draft classes. I think the best I've ever seen was only a 75. So I think this is the best quarterback I've ever seen. He has 94 change of direction, 95 throw power, 86 deep accuracy, 90 throw on the run, 93 throw under pressure. This guy's insane. But yeah, definitely a very, very strong draft class. Well, it looks like it was top heavy, but still a lot of 80 pluses. We did all right. But here's a look at the team heading into year 3. Somehow only an 82. I mean, we were an 84 just a second ago. Like even after we lost morale from last year. So I guess we had negative morale from last year. How did we get worse? Whatever. The team looks better than the overall. I will say that. We're very well rounded. We just don't really have many like superstar players. I guess we have Terry McLaurin on offense, and then on defense, Jonathan Allen, and that's pretty much it, at least in terms of like overall I'm talking. So yeah, that'll definitely do it. But we do have a lot of rookies starting this year, like Tatum, Rhodes, and Kirkpatrick, so hopefully they can develop. Hopefully, you know what? I didn't say something last time to not jinx it, and that definitely didn't work. So here I'm gonna say, hopefully they have good dev traits. We're gonna speak it into existence, all right? We're gonna try it. But either way, we should develop a lot throughout the year. I mean, we just have a lot of young players in general. So let's get to the midseason point, and we will see how this team does. Okay, well, we are 4-3 at the midseason. We'll take it. Our defense is still horrible, but our offense is very good. We have like a top 5 offense and a bottom 5 defense. That's great. I switched to the Dallas Cowboys playbook for obvious reasons because we have Dan Quinn, but I think after this year, we're going to switch it back. Tatum has X factor. Okay, that was definitely a very good pick then. God, it's trying to develop him as a speed rusher. I wish it wouldn't, but whatever. He'll still be a good player either way. Now, unfortunately, Rhodes only has star dev, and surprisingly, Kirkpatrick only has star dev. He was nowhere near as good as I thought he would be, but I mean, he's still really good, but I thought he'd be like an 83 or 4 superstar, not a 79 star. He's already a top 10 center though, so we'll take it. But yeah, anyways, I think we'll change the playbook at the end of the year, our defensive playbook. And we once again have like a million re-signings to worry about. out. Oh yeah, we still have to re-sign Jonathan Allen. We also have Jahan Dotson, Jartavius Martin, Emmanuel Forbes, Deron Payne, who we still haven't had an easy year of free agency, or at least re-signings. We'll offer Jonathan Allen 2 years, 49 mil again. He takes it this time. That's like less money than we offered him before. Jahan Dotson, you know, he's good, but is he worth paying? I mean, like on paper, yes. 3 years, 26 mil for an 80 overall 26-year-old receiver is good, but we really only use 2 receivers. We really only use 1 in Terry McLaurin, so we'll think about Jahan Dotson. You know what? I'll offer him neutral because he is interested. I don't think he'll take it, but he might. He doesn't. Okay, so I don't think we'll be bringing him back. And then Martin and Forbes, Deron Payne I want back. He's been like our best defensive player, maybe. We'll go 4 years, 101 mil, and he takes it. Cool. That wasn't cheap, but I think it's worth it. And then I think that's all we're gonna do for now. We'll have the 5th year for Jayden Daniels. We'll pick that up at the end of the year. But okay, we're looking good. We have a good team on paper, not the best, but it's performing well at 4-3, and we still have a good amount of money. So this isn't too bad so far. But let's get to the end of the year, and we will see what kind of record we finish with. I'm gonna guess that we choke a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. We very well could make the playoffs. We're on pace to, at least. This game hates me. This is now back-to-back rebuilds where we have gone 10-7 in a season and missed the playoffs. Why? I've seen like 3 different 8-9 teams make the playoffs in the same year, in the same conference. But when we go 10-7, we don't make it. I hate this game. Let's see what happened, I guess. Jayden Daniels, 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 picks. He was very, very good. Definitely his best year so far. Brian Robinson is pretty bad now. I don't know what happened. I mean, he did get 1,000 yards, and he did get 14 rushing touchdowns, but he also got almost 300 carries and only 3.5 per carry. Not great. Chris Rodriguez, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4.4 per carry. It's a lot of 4s. We might think about starting him next year. We'll see. We also do have Keenan Pearson, who I'm guessing just had star dev, but we could think about him too. He has a 94 carrying. But Terry McLaurin is becoming more and more just our only target. 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's putting together like a Hall of Fame career here. Already 6 1,000-yard seasons, but other than him, not much. I guess Njoku had more production this year. That's good. Patrick Paul is horrible. I think we're going to replace him, but the rest of the line was really good. Jeremy Chin led the team with 101 tackles for some reason, 17 TFLs for Payne, 14 for Allen and Luvu, and sacks, 12 for Jonathan Allen, and 8.5 for Casey Tatum. He did really well. 7 for Payne, 6 for Luvu. We'll take it, but only 4 interceptions on the year. We can never have both sacks and interceptions, it seems like. It's either one or the other. I don't know why that is, but MVP goes to Mahomes for the 3rd time in a row. That's exciting. That's fun. I love the diversity there. Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb again. Terry McLaurin at number 7, though. I guess we'll take it. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons again. Jonathan Allen at 4. Cool. Jonathan Kennedy unsurprisingly wins Rookie of the Year for the Saints. Jaden Moore at number 8. I think he's our 2nd tight end. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, okay, we weren't even close. I was hoping Casey Tatum could win it, but it goes to Cortez Campbell for the Seahawks. Tatum at 4, but I guess it doesn't really matter because Tatum already has X Factor. Was there someone named Jay Leno? What did I just see? No, Teddy Leno. Okay, sure, whatever. But let's unfortunately just get straight into another off season despite going 10-7. And this year we should really be able to upgrade the team. We're gonna go hard in free agency. If there are good players, we should start getting good, I hope. And in the Super Bowl, the Packers and Ravens are the new Chiefs and Cowboys, I guess. The Packers win the Super Bowl over the Ravens 20-19. It's been like the same 4 teams in the Super Bowl every year, but it's not the ones you would expect. The Ravens were in the first Super Bowl, the Packers were in the second Super Bowl, and now they're both in the Super Bowl here. Cool, whatever. Definitely could be a like near future Super Bowl though, like it's not unrealistic. But for re-signings, it looks like Jayden Daniels went up to X Factor. I kind of didn't expect that. I mean, he was very good this year. I just didn't think he would get it for some reason, but he did, and we'll obviously pick up his 5th year. It's gonna be a pain to have to pay him, but it is what it is. Jahan Dotson, I'm good. I mean, this was like his best year of the rebuild so far, but still, Jartavius Martin, Emmanuel Forbes, like I'm good on everyone here. I do kind of want Chris Rodriguez. He was actually pretty good. He does resign. And then everyone else, I think I am good. But let's get into free agency with a good amount of money to work with, and hopefully there's some good options here. Okay, yeah, there definitely are. Who do we need out of this group, though. We definitely don't need Tyreek Hill. I mean, I guess he would be an upgrade over Terry McLaurin, but like, we're either using one or the other. It won't use both. Sauce Gardner, though. He does have 14 offers, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Tyler Linderbaum, we don't really need. I mean, this is a lot of good players, but just a lot that we don't really need. We do need a left tackle, though. Unfortunately, Laramie Tunsil's horrible in this game. Cool. How about Ronnie Stanley? Okay, not bad, but the Ravens aren't the most pass-heavy team ever. I still think we'll go with him. He is a little cheaper than Laramie Tunsil. So we'll offer him team-friendly. He is still interested. I think we're just gonna draft a receiver. Let's get Sherrod Dodson back. Why not? There isn't really a great running back, unfortunately. I mean, there are good ones in real life, but nobody that does super well in this game for the most part. This is kinda unlucky, a little bit. Could have been worse, but we just don't need a lot of the good players that are here. You know what? Let's see. How close can we get to getting Sauce Gardner? The Seahawks are interested. That's going to be interesting to pair him with Tariq Woolen. I mean, we might as well try. I don't think he will sign, but we might as well try. We could bring Kendall Fuller back. I do get him a lot in rebuilds, but it's because he's a good player and he's always available in free agency. So we'll try to get him too. I don't think we'll get both. I just don't think we'll get Sauce Gardner. If we get both, I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll figure something out. Let's see if these players want to sign. It's a pretty big free agent class, pretty expensive. So let's see what happens. Was Kendall Fuller the only player that signed? He was. Everyone else hasn't made a decision yet, including Sauce Gardner. Let's see if he signs now. No. We did get Ronnie Stanley, though. That's nice. But Sauce still hasn't made a decision. Let's see if he does now. And he does, and it looks like he goes to the Seahawks. He does. Okay. That's what I expected. I still had to try, though. But hey, either way, good free agent class, and we'll still have money to work with next year for sure. Also, Tyreek Hill went to the Patriots. That's something. A division rival, I guess, of the Dolphins. I mean, and the Dolphins replace him with Cooper Kupp. One old receiver for another at this point. But let's get to the draft, and I don't even know what I want to do. I guess we'll see. But we pick at number 18 this year, and like I said, I'm not sure what I want to do. There's some pretty good-looking players, or pass rushers, I should say, but I don't know how bad we need one anymore. I think we'll just go for a receiver, but with that, I'm not sure which one I want to go with. Okay, so let me get this straight. This is the worst I've ever seen. You run a 4.27. That's only good speed. You know, I'm no genius, but isn't a 4.27 only 0.06 away from a 4.21, which is the record? I would say a good 40 time, good speed is probably like a 4.41 or 2. Like, that's not quite great. I would say great is like the 4.38 range. And then I would say elite is like, I guess it depends on the player's size. If we're talking receivers here, I'm saying. But I would say elite is like a 4.30 and under. Again, depending on the size. How is a 4.27 only good speed? That is so stupid. They need to change this. It's so dumb. I hate how this works. I mean, I know 40 time isn't everything, but wouldn't you say running a 4.27 means you're a little better than just good speed? I might go as far as to say that. Call me crazy, call me controversial. I would say almost breaking the 40-yard dash record is a little better than just, you know, pretty good. Not to ruffle any feathers there, but all that to say, we're not going to take him because he only has good speed. We're going to go with Gary Shields because he's a scheme fit, and I like playmaker receivers. He ran a 4.42 at the combine and is faster than Casey Hancock. I mean, they both have good speed, but Shields has elite acceleration and great agility and elite change of direction. That's something. 92 speed, 95 excel, 95 change of direction. We'll take it. Plus only 21 years old. I do not remember seeing this safety when I was looking for a player to pick. He looks pretty good. We do kind of need a safety. I mean, Derek Forrest still isn't the best overall in the world. There is also Cordell. I'm not saying that last name. Ooh, he's a really good run defender and not that bad in coverage. I don't normally take run defending safeties, but he looks pretty damn good. I will not lie. Okay, yeah, we'll take a chance. I mean, he might not be that good. Cordell, welcome to the team. Hidden Dev, 88 speed, 91 excel. We'll take it. I'm really just looking for good players because we don't really have too many needs anymore, thankfully. And let's see, let's take a linebacker. Who do I want? Desmond Bright looks pretty good. Elite speed, but not the best pursuit. And see, I wouldn't call 4.58 speed elite for a coverage linebacker. I mean, I know I've said this before, but it's just so weird how it works. Even for a pass rusher, like a 4.58 is like really good. I don't know if it's quite elite though. Again, I guess it just depends on their size and everything. I just feel like they should get away from the whole ratings thing and just base the numbers off their combine performance. I know that's a crazy concept, but I don't know. I feel like they're just overdoing it, overthinking it here. Like it's strange. Again, I know combine numbers numbers in real life don't always 100% reflect a player's athleticism, but I feel like their ratings 0% reflect their athleticism. I don't know. I'm just yapping. I'm mad at this game already. It took me like 2 years. We'll go with Anthony Samuel. He's interesting. Normal dev. You hate to see it. But here's how we did in the draft. I've had some questionable drafting so far. I don't think we've hit a player at an 80 overall or better. I thought we would. I mean, we've had good drafting just because of dev traits, but okay, this definitely wasn't the best draft class ever though, to be fair. There was an 82 overall safety, but it is what it is. And hey, we got good players either way. Shields is a 77, Cordell is a 75, and then Watkins is also, or no, I skipped over Samuel. Samuel's a 75, and the CPU also picked another linebacker. We went back-to-back linebacker. I mean, I won't complain because he is good. Also only normal dev, but we'll take it, I guess, if we have to. And then, wait, I just looked at this. It took another linebacker, 68 overall Justin Tolbert. Why? And then another safety, which we already drafted, and then another linebacker. I guess this guy's a pass rusher, but what the fuck is it doing? Why? Pick something else, please. We don't need more. I feel like fucking Anthony Fantano. That's enough slices. That's enough linebackers. We're okay. And safeties. Good lord. Let's get into year 4. But here's a look at the team heading into year 4? What year is it? Okay, yeah, year 4. I always have to remind myself in 10-year rebuilds, but we're looking really good. 85 overall, 87 offense. Only an 84 defense, but again, like last year, it should develop throughout the year. Really not many, well, I guess I can't say that. We do have 3 X factors, but other than that, it is just a lot of stars, which is good, but I was hoping for more superstars by this point, at least on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see what Cordell has. I'm just gonna continue to call him that because I don't want to accidentally say the gamer word again. Oh yeah, and also, this random tight end, JAYDEN Moore, has X Factor. I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, 90% of blocking later round tight ends have X Factor, but another WCPU pick, we'll take it. He was what? Our 5th round pick, so last year, I mean, so we'll take it. But yeah, we're definitely looking good. Jaden Daniels is now up to an 86, or he will be in a second. Now he is. But let's get to the midseason point. Already almost halfway through this rebuild, and we will see how the team's looking. Hopefully we have a good record, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm always unsure once we get to this point. Okay, well, we are once again 4-3. We'll take it. Should we be better though? Let me check. I haven't checked our overall compared to the league yet. We're an 86. I guess we're probably an 86.5 because we have an 88 overall offense. But let's see. The Patriots are an 87. The 49ers are a 90. The Chiefs are an 89. So it looks like we are tied for 3rd with a decent amount of teams, but we are definitely a really good overall team. But the Patriots? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Normally they're one of the worst teams by this point, but it looks like they of course signed Tyreek Hill, but they also have Marvin Harrison Jr. That is disgusting. That might be the best receiver duo I've ever seen. They also have some guy named Manny Pinkney, so I see the last name Pinkney so much in Madden drafts. Who's even the last NFL player with that name? I don't know. But yeah, we're like tied for 3rd with a lot of teams, and once again, big shocker, our defense is really struggling. So I think after this year, unless it gets better, we're gonna change our defensive playbook. But let's see who we have to re-sign this year. Okay, we have -9 mil to work with. Patrick Paul, I'm good. He's just a backup at this point. Adiza Isaac really hasn't done a whole lot either, and he's gotten playing time. Like, it's not like a lack of opportunity or anything. He just hasn't done a lot with those opportunities. He's been like, okay. Yeah, there really isn't anyone too important this year, thankfully. It's mostly just depth. It feels nice to not have to worry about that for a year. But now let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully we don't choke. And hopefully we actually make the playoffs if we don't choke. I gotta hope for that too. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 4. And before I reveal how we did in year 4, I just want to say, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video. It'll let me know that y'all want to see another 10-year rebuild, because I definitely can do one, and I like doing these, despite feeling empty and depressed by the end of them. That's not over dramatic or anything. But no, y'all seem to enjoy these videos. These are like my best performing videos, which is interesting. So yeah, be sure to leave a like. It'll let me know that y'all want to see another 3,000, and I'll do whatever comment shows up the most for what team I should do. That was a horrible way to explain what I was trying to say, but you know what I mean. Words aren't my strong suit. Good thing my job is yapping for an hour a day straight, or well, like 14 hours a day, but the video comes down to like an hour. Whatever. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I do rebuilds, and if you like rebuilds, I do rebuilds. So subscribe. Trying to hit 100K before the end of the year by like October or something. That would be kind of fun. Or maybe my birthday in December, we'll see. But in year number 4, we finished 11-6 and we made the playoffs. Our first year, like, comfortably making the playoffs. I will say though, every team in our division had at least 10 wins. Has that ever happened before? The Giants were the worst team at 10-7. The Cowboys were 13-4, and then the Eagles, and then us also went 11-6. This has been a weird rebuild. I feel like the 10-year rebuilds always get really weird. We're doing a freak build. But Jayden Daniels had 4,100 yards. He was insane this year. Also 41 touchdowns, only 7 picks. Will that be enough for MVP? I guess we'll find out, but he was insane. Brian Robinson is back, playing how he did the first year. Almost 1,300 yards, 4.6 per carry this year, 15 touchdowns. I thought about starting Chris Rodriguez this year. Maybe that would have worked out, but this probably worked out better, so I'm glad he did well. Oh, I think I forgot to change the receiver depth chart, but that's fine. I mean, if it worked, it worked. We were definitely more spread out this year. Pause. Not even 1,000 yards for McLaurin, 11 touchdowns. Meadows, 900 yards. Bibbs, even 800 yards. What does suck is Meadows started over Shields. That's tough. I mean, on our depth chart, God, that sucks, because I think Shields has a really good dev trait. I'll show why in a second. But on our actual depth chart, Shields is the number 3 receiver, but I just forgot to do the slot receiver depth chart. Damn it. Okay, well, we'll do that now. I guess maybe we shouldn't mess with it, but this will be better, so that's fine. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. I could just set it back, but that'll be better than our receiving core for the rest of the year. But for blocking, it was insanely good. How many sacks is that? Is that 17 total? Literally only 1 per game. That's insane. 132 tackles for Samuel as a rookie led the team. TFLs, 20 for Payne, 18 for Tatum, 16 for Allen, and sacks really weren't that good this year. 9.5 for Allen, only 6 for Luvu was our best edge rusher. 5.5 for Tatum, that's not great. 4.5 for Payne. And then interceptions, see what I'm saying? You can't get sacks and picks at the same time. It's so weird. 4 for Fuller, 3 for Davis, 2 for Parker, Chin, and Rhodes, and 1 for Samuel. That is a lot of interceptions. How many is that? 14, I think? We'll take it. But MVP, there it is. Jalen Hurts wins it with Dak at number 2. Oh no. The division rival bias is gonna start picking up here. Jayden Daniels at number 4. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Jalen Hurts with Saquon Barkley at 2. Oh boy. Brian Robinson at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year, you would never guess who it is. It's a literal top 3 from division rivals. That's awesome. Happy to see that. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Robbie Huffman for the Falcons. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to a division rival in Jeremy Evans for the Giants. Samuel at number 3. Have we won an award yet? Like, oh my God, we get cucked for best QB. We get cucked for best O-lineman. Bayless at number 2. This game hates me. Okay, we do get Kendall Fuller for best DB. He did have 4 picks, but I mean, he's also old. I would prefer a young player getting an award, but whatever. But we are up to an 88 overall team. Just from the midseason to the end of the year, we went up 2 overall. That's kind of crazy. But we are going to be taking on the 49ers in the wild card here. Again, like I said, very good roster. Oh yeah, and Shields, as a backup, went up to an 81 overall throughout the year. He was what, like a 70? He might have been a 77, but that's a lot of development for a backup. I think he's going to have a good dev trait. Unfortunately, though, I think all of our other rookies were only star or worse. Because, yeah, Cordell was only star, and then I think everyone else was just normal, unless I'm forgetting about someone. I don't know. Either way, not good on the dev traits, but we might have had one really good one. We'll see. But no scenarios here for the 49ers game, so all we can do is simulate it out. We did have a good scoring defense, but our pass D was really weak. Honestly, our offense wasn't that great either, at least in individual categories, and our third down percentage. But hey, let's simulate this game, and let's see what happens. Yeah. I don't know if we deserve to get smoked. We were only 2 overall lower than them, but we get beat 28-10 by the 49ers. So still, we have not won a playoff game. And to be fair, I can't really complain about that, because we haven't really deserved to win one yet. Like, the 49ers were a better team. I think we deserved to make the playoffs last year, but that's just not how it went. So we're really going to try to make a playoff push in year 5 here. Wow, we still do not have a Cowboys Super Bowl yet. They have not made one. It is Falcons versus Ravens here, with the Falcons winning by 1 point. This has been great back-to-back Super Bowls. I didn't mean to click that, but Stephon Diggs retired apparently. I wanted to check the Super Bowl results. Unfortunately, God, it would suck to be a Ravens fan. They lost back-to-back Super Bowls by 1 point, but that would be entertaining to watch. And we have some upgrades. We unfortunately went down 2 overall, just from regression. Oh, nothing. Okay, sure. But we did get some dev traits. Ooh, David Njoku's really regret. How old is he at this point? Oh, he's already 32? Oh. I always picture him being a lot younger in real life. I mean, I know he got drafted in, what, 2017, but he really hasn't started breaking out until kind of recently. But he is already 32 by this point. I guess we are like 5 years in the future, but still. Also, I think Terry McLaurin is regressing. He's probably also 32. Yeah, also 32. But on a positive note, Shields does have Superstar. That's cool. Hopefully I remember to play him this year. Brian Robinson went up to Superstar. That's huge. And any on defense? Samuel went up to Star. We'll take that. And Fuller went up to Superstar. That was predictable for winning best DB. I'm still really surprised Samuel didn't get Defensive Rookie of the Year, or that he wasn't even really close, but at least he gets a dev trait, so it doesn't really matter at all. But let's get into the offseason. We're, of course, going to be kind of broke this year, but I think we should be able to free up some money. I guess it depends on if I want to. Before re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Parker. Obviously, that's not even that expensive. 18 mil, like 5 years in the future. I guess he's only the 32nd or 35th ranked corner, but that's not too bad. Adiza Isaac, I'm good. Layden Robinson, I'm good. All these guys, I think I'm good. So let's see if there's anyone good in free agency, but honestly, we might just skip free agency this year. At least we might not go too crazy, because I don't want it to mess up our cap space too bad next year. Ooh, it is pretty good. Jalen Carter, Jahmyr Gibbs, Wyatt Teller, Roma Dunze hit the market. Tavondre Sweat, Michael Pittman. Interesting. Okay. Well, shit, brother. We might have to do something. Davis Mills is up to an 80. Who has he been starting for? The Raiders. He's actually been... okay. Ooh, he's been okay at times. Why did he end up starting for the Texans? What did they do with CJ Stroud? Oh no, those are real life stats. Never mind, I'm stupid. Okay, I see. I thought the Texans got rid of CJ Stroud here. That confused me. I confused myself a lot. But yeah, I mean, despite it being a pretty strong free agent class, we just don't really need to go too hard. I mean, we were good last year, and there just isn't anyone that would be too massive of an upgrade, I don't think. We'll just look to the draft for a pass rusher, so speaking of that, let's just get to the draft. But here, of course, for making the playoffs, we get another bad pick. We really haven't had that many good picks other than, I guess, the first year where we drafted Jayden Daniels and, like, what, 2 years ago where we had a top 5 pick? We've really been picking, like, in the second half. We've had good records, it's just no playoff wins yet. But, unfortunately, I don't see a great power rusher defensive end, or just power rusher in general. There's some decent looking ones. Actually, Dylan Jett looks pretty good. But then again, I don't know, because Dylan Harrell doesn't look that much worse, but he's a day 3 talent, so maybe Dylan Jett isn't that good. I don't know. I'm bad at scouting pass rushing outside linebackers. I normally stick to defensive ends. Ooh, God, I wish I scouted him, because if he has A power moves, this guy could be really good. Oh, he has poor acceleration. Great. Julius Jackson looks pretty good. Only decent speed, though. And then the defensive ends, there isn't a good power rusher, like, at all. There never was, and there may never be again. Who knows? Let's just take a chance on not Dylan Jett. I kind of like Kevin Mayweather, because if he does have A power moves, I mean, A play rec, A pursuit, A hit power, we know, possibly A tackle and awareness. The only thing is his block shed, and we're unsure of his power moves, which is the biggest thing. So this could be absolutely horrible, but I don't know. I'm fine with taking a risk at this point when we already have a good team. When you're a horrible team that needs to get out of being horrible, I guess it could be fine to take risks, but usually it's better to take safe picks. But we already have so many good players. Like, let's take a chance on a player that might not be good, is what I'm trying to say here. Let's go with Kevin Mayweather. He does have hidden dev. Cool. Sounds good. Probably only like a 72 overall, but we'll take it. No, he might be better. The hidden dev's a good sign. Maybe as high as a 75. This is another... Every corner class is way too strong. Like, there are always like 5 generational corners and even strong draft classes. I guess not quite generational, but like 80-ish overalls, at least 5 of them. Braden Cox looks really good, and funny last name, but his awareness and play rec aren't very good. So I don't know. What else do we even need? I'm just kind of wasting time and rambling at this point. I do that a lot. Lyndon Tillman at tight end looks pretty good, but we already have that X factor, so I think we're fine. Let's just take a good player in Braden Cox. Sure. Hidden dev, 93 speed, 94 excel, 96 change of direction. Sounds good. We've been hitting a lot of hidden devs for players that I didn't expect to have one. And now last pick, I don't really know what to do here. We kind of need O-line depth. Let's see if we can find a really good one. JJ Dawson looks decent, but he's hardly scouted. Ooh, whoa. Darrell Davis. Looks fine. Looks okay on paper, but great speed, great jumping, elite change of direction, agility, speed and acceleration. We might have to think about him. All right, I don't really see a great O-lineman here. It's a lot of just like good looking ones. Let's just take a chance on Dawson. I think he's the best looking. Sure, doesn't really matter. Normal dev, that's tough, but it's just depth. But let's see how we did. I think we did all right. I don't know. This might look horrible on paper, but I think we got what we needed. Okay, yeah, this was an all right draft. Mayweather is a 74, which is about what I expected. Let me see what he is as a defensive end, because obviously that's where we're gonna play him. 76. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So that makes that pick look a lot better. 80 power moves, 84 strength, 83 speed, just really well-rounded. I guess not in terms of like power versus finesse, but just like speed, strength, run defense, all that kind of stuff. Braden Cox is a 78 overall. He's very good. That was very good value. 82 man, 76 press. Sounds good. And then the two linemen aren't that good. Dawson's only a 73 and Davis is only a 72. At least Davis did have a hidden dev. And then the CPU's like, oh, you just took two linemen? Let me take another one. Darren Gilbert. Thanks, Madden. That's what we needed. And a backup QB, even though we already have like 3. That's cool. Or maybe we don't anymore. I don't know. And then another safety. That's just what we needed. Not like we needed tight end depth or running back depth or any of that. Cool. Let's see how the team's looking. But here we are heading into year 5. We're looking really good. Only an 86, but we should develop throughout the year. I'm really, again, surprised that we didn't go up from the draft and adding a pretty good player in Mayweather, who's already up to a 78. He's already developed 2 overall, almost 3. Is he gonna have a really good dev trait? We'll see. I mean, that's pretty crazy. But I mean, Tatum's also looking really good. Now, how will they perform is the question. I do want to make Kendall Fuller the #1 corner again because he did so well there last year. Or did I play him in the slot? I don't know. He's done both in his career, so I guess we could play him wherever. But again, just the big thing is we need to develop this year and actually play well. So let's get to the midseason point and we'll see what happens. And this year, I actually will remember to change the receiver depth chart, I think. I'm gonna do it right now, but let's get to the midseason point. Okay, well, we are 5-2. Definitely not bad. We did lose the first game of the year to the Eagles, who are only 3-4, so I thought this was gonna be a horrible year. Here's something I've found out. I don't know if this is 100%, but if you lose the first game of the year in simulation, I've found that it works best to simulate another game or until you win a game, and then skip straight to the midseason. I don't know why that is, but I found that that kind of works. Because I feel like if you lose the first game of the year and then get straight to the midseason, a lot of the time you do poorly, but this could be some whole fucking flat earth math, like insane conspiracy theory shit, but I've found that it works pretty well to do that if you lose the first game of the year. It's weird, I don't know. That is, if you even simulate the first game of the year on its own, like I do. I just like to do it for the season opener scenario or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, though. The one where you pick, like, dominating offense or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like that works well to do. Maybe not. Maybe I'm insane. But as for re-signings here, it's been like 20 almost every year. Like on the dot 20. I think last year it was 16, but I think the last 2 years before that it was 20. Oh, and we have to negotiate with Jayden Daniels. Well, there goes all our money. It was fun while it lasted. We'll offer him 6 years, 209 mil to stretch it out a little more, I guess. Well, it doesn't stretch it out, but the game usually backloads deals, so that should make it easier for now at least, while we're still trying to establish the team. Joseph Bibbs, honestly, we'll give him a long deal. We'll go 6 years, 92 mil. We'll keep him around for the rest of the rebuild. BJ Bayless had a rough start to his career, but he almost won Best O lineman last year. We'll go 3 years, 52 mil. He takes it. Sam Cosme will go 3 years, 42.3 mil. He takes it. And then everyone else, ooh, Jonathan Allen is here too, actually. We're starting to get really expensive. Oh, God. Okay, so on top of Jonathan Allen, no, I don't want to make that joke, but on top of Jonathan Allen, we also have Kendall Fuller, Luke Gadecki, and Ronnie Stanley. So clearly we're not going to be able to get all them back with 33 mil. I think I'm actually going to wait until the end of the year to re-sign any of them because they're all older and they should regress. And we'll just see how they all do this year to decide which ones we want and don't want. I think that's the best way to go about this. Plus we can restructure some deals, I think. But let's get to the end of the year and hopefully we can make the playoffs. I still haven't changed the defensive playbook, and unless our defense ends up being bad, which it isn't so far, then I still think we're gonna leave it. We'll see. Okay, well, we are once again 11-6. We'll take it. Definitely not bad. We did fall off a little little bit in the second half of the year, though. I mean, I guess we only went, what, 6-4? And you can tell from our stats, like, some things definitely weren't great, especially on the offense. That's rough. Let's see what went wrong on offense. I wonder if it was a blocking issue or what happened. It definitely wasn't Jayden Daniels. Almost 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. He has become, like, insane here. Definitely a top 5 QB. I mean, these stats would be, like, best quarterback in the league stats, but quarterbacks do very, very well in this game. Brian Robinson took a little step back again. He's kind of been having, like, one really good year and then 2 not so good years. It's interesting. Terry McLaurin, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. We'll take it. Bibbs, almost literally 2 yards away from 1,000. I wish he could have hit that, but whatever. The blocking was really good, and Sam Cosmi finally does join the all-castration team, which, if you don't know, is my imaginary list of players that don't allow a sack in a season. He is on this list many, many, many times over, but he joins it again here. And on defense, Anthony Samuel, 117 tackles, led the team, 21 TFLs for Jonathan Allen, and then sacks, 8.5 for Merriweather as a rookie. Not going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year because he didn't get many TFLs or that many tackles. How much did he play? Oh, he played 1,000 snaps. It doesn't look like he played that much, but he did. Interesting. But 7.5 sacks for Tatum, 5.5 for Allen and Payne. Our sacks are slowly dwindling down. I guess they're better than they were at the start, but it's slowly getting worse every year from then. And we had a lot of interceptions again. 3 for Chinnet, 2 for Davis, Fuller, and Cox, and then 1 for 4 players. So lots of picks. But MVP goes to Caleb Williams on the Broncos, which, yeah, I didn't mention that. He must have fallen pretty far, though, because the number 1 pick ended up being Drake May. So that's cool. Also at number 2 was Bryce Young, which we'll see if he can be saved, I hope, because I thought he was really good at Alabama. Just got thrown into, like, the worst rookie quarterback situation maybe ever. But Jayden Daniels at number 7, that's crazy that he's that low after a season that good. Offensive Player of the Year finally doesn't go to a division rival. It goes to Josh Jacobs. Defensive Player of the Year, again, doesn't go to a division rival. We'll take it. Aiden Hutchinson wins it. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Mike Winters for the Vikings. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Kevin Mayweather. That's surprising. Braden Cox at 4. Nothing like 4 Cox. Hell yeah, brother. But we are going to be probably losing in the wild card here because we're going to be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. That's tough. I guess they haven't been as good in this rebuild as they usually are. Not nearly as good. They haven't even been to a Super Bowl yet, but I'm sure this will be the year. I'm so optimistic. We have a playoff rival scenario, though. We'll just go chess match. I don't know. That does not look like Dan Quinn. That's not even the face I picked, though. I hate when it does that. When the game glitches out, that's the face it goes to. I don't know why. Instead of your actual coach. But hey, all we can really do is simulate this game out, so let's see what happens. Oh, and we smoke them. 42-28, which maybe deserved. We were 3 overall better and at home, so we'll definitely take that. We have an upgrade for Darrell Davis. That's cool, I guess. I mean, he's not a starter, but it's still cool. And then we have a recap for the playoff rivals. The Cowboys are really not the same here. I don't know what happened to them. Like, they're still doing really well in the regular season, but I mean, this is more realistic. Good in the regular season, bad in the playoffs. But we'll take the +5 hit power for the next game and staff points. But let's simulate this game against the 49ers. They are a 90 overall, so I definitely can't complain too much if we lose. Let's see what happens. And we unfortunately do. We're really not getting past the 49ers. Has that been our playoff loss every year we've made the playoffs? I know it was at least once last year, but I can't remember for the first year who beat us in the playoffs. I don't know. Either way, we're definitely going to have some decisions to make here in a second. Let me guess. A 49ers Dolphins Super Bowl. I don't even know if the Dolphins are in it. That's my prediction. I bet neither of those teams are right. Yep, it's Bills Falcons. Okay. We're getting a little more Madden rebuild type beat here. We're slowly trending in the direction of Cowboys Chiefs. These are 2 pretty recurring Super Bowl makers here in Madden, the Bills and Falcons. And Kevin Mayweather has 3 upgrades, which we'll have to see his dev trait. It's apparently not X Factor, which I kind of thought it would be, not gonna lie. But I'm guessing it's at least Superstar for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Did he gain that or did he have it? Okay, he gained it. He only had Star? That's crazy. I don't know how he developed like 3 overall in the preseason then. But I mean, he's good now either way. But I'm gonna start yapping less. We're just gonna really get into rebuilding this team. Or at least I'll try to start yapping less. Let's get into re-signings. So we'll pick up the 5th-year option for Casey Tatum. Obviously, it's not that expensive. And then honestly, everyone else, I am wanting Kendall Fuller and Luke Gadecki and Ronnie Stanley. It looks like, unless I'm missing him, it does look like Jonathan Allen did retire. But we'll start with Gadecki. He's been really good. Actually, Ronnie Stanley was really good this year. Only 4 sacks allowed at right tackle. That's insane. Only 3 last year. Or I mean left tackle, not even right tackle. We'll go 2 years, 34 mil. He definitely deserves that and probably more with how he's been playing here. And let me see how many deals we can restructure. Like I said, the team's starting to get really expensive. It's getting a little scary. Okay, well, that was a lot of restructuring. We freed up a crazy amount of money. What, like 49 mil? We had, I think, 3 before. We'll take that. We'll offer Kendall Fuller. I only want to do 1 year because he's 34, but I don't know if he'll take this. 1 year, 7.8. He does. Okay, cool. Luke Gadecki, I definitely want back too. We'll offer him 3 years, 67. Ah, damn it. Okay. We might be able to re-sign him in free agency though, because he does only have normal dev and he's 30. I don't think he'll get too many crazy offers. So let's get into free agency. And I think our main goal is just to bring him back. We don't really have much else to look for unless there's someone crazy that isn't too absurdly expensive. Oh, that is amazing for us. The Eagles lose Jalen Hurts and the 49ers lose Christian McCaffrey. Okay, things might be getting a little easier for us. The Eagles also lost Saquon Barkley. The 49ers also lost Charvarius Ward. I guess maybe they haven't had him for a while though. I don't know. This is where free agency starts getting loaded because every team is broke, but kind of including us. I don't really know what I want to do here. We could go for an older running back, but I don't know. How's Christian McCaffrey? Oh, Christian McCaffrey is still insane. Yeah, we might have to do that. He's not even that expensive. Sure, that's a crazy addition, but I don't trust Brian Robinson. He kind of has a good year every few years, but I want someone that will hopefully play well every year. Hopefully, I say. We don't really even need a defensive tackle that bad either. Like, Ford isn't bad. He's a 76. He's already 26 years old, though. That's crazy. Counts is only 24 years old, though. Let's see if there's a good safety, and then I think that's it. But also for dev traits, David Njoku went up to superstar. Sam Cosmi went up to superstar. Probably won best O-lineman? Yeah, so that's cool. Very rare to get an O-line dev trait. Darrell Davis has superstar dev, which that's cool. I don't know if he'll ever start for us, but he very well could at some point. Maybe once Ronnie Stanley retires, we can move like Sam Cosmi to left tackle and Davis to right guard. We'll see. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's look for a safety. If there even is one, probably not. Okay, I mean, there are decent ones. Like Geno Stone is an 86, but he's already 30. He is interested though. He hasn't been playing that well though. I think we're fine with what we got. So yeah, let's see if Christian McCaffrey and Luke Gadecki want to sign, or I guess re-sign in Gadecki's case. And it looks like they both do. That's a really fun addition. It's kind of rare that I get Christian McCaffrey in rebuilds. Normally the 49ers just don't let him go, but they just probably couldn't afford to re-sign him here. So on paper, not the biggest upgrade, only a, 6 overall upgrade? I guess a plus 10 with McCaffrey's morale, but in terms of performance, this should be a massive upgrade. We'll see. But now let's get to the draft and let's see what we can do. But now at number 25, I don't know what to do. Again, same story as last year. We're just kind of out of needs, which is a good problem to have. There are some good looking players. Steve Coates. What does his combine look like? Pretty good. I mean, a 4.76 is pretty good for being 272 pounds, 35 bench reps, A awareness, power moves, tackle. We don't need him, but he looks pretty good. I'm definitely thinking more D tackle though. What's Edward Watford's strength? Good. Okay. He is fast and has good ratings, but I just don't know what he would be at defensive tackle. That's the thing. James Washington, the receiver, he also looks really good, but also isn't that strong for a defensive tackle at least. I mean, 31 bench reps is really good, but that's only going to be like 82 strength or something because Madden. Should I just say fuck it and go with Steve Coates? Yeah, why not? I mean, this is a massive reach, but he looks really good, so let's take him. Hidden dev, 89 strength, 81 speed, 81 excel, 81 jumping. Just a few 81s there. Looks pretty good from what I can see. My game is lagging now. We're getting to the point in franchise where it starts really lagging. Hopefully I can get this done before it deletes my franchise or soft locks it. No, I did an offline league, so it should be fine, I hope. And let's see, let's go with Edward Watford now. He'll be a defensive tackle. He'll be a really fast defensive tackle, 4.84 speed, a play rec, block shed, and tackle, possibly a pursuit and awareness. Sounds good. Probably only going to be like a 73-ish overall defensive end, but we'll see what he is at D tackle. And then what's something we could lose next year? I didn't mean to go to draft board, but just to play, you know, strategically, if I can say the word right. Let me check the upcoming contracts here. Ooh, linebacker and corner. Like all of our corners except Cox are going to be due for a deal. I think I'm just going to go with a linebacker because I didn't really see a great corner. Forrest Weston looks pretty good. Might have bad pursuit and tackle, but it could also just be a B. He has elite speed, only solid strength. I mean, 24 bench reps, 25. 75 at his pro day. That was 4th and 2nd, and that's only solid. Okay, whatever. He looks really good, so we'll take him. Hidden dev, 91 speed, 89 excel. Again, sounds good. Okay, well, yet another decent but not crazy good draft. I mean, it was fine. Steve Coates is a 75. That was probably good value for the first round. Let me see where a 75 ranks. Okay, it's tied for a 32nd. There was a 75 overall safety in the 5th round. Damn. This was a deep draft class. There were a ton of like 75 and 6 overalls. Okay, so that wasn't as good as I expected, but it was still okay. My first round drafting has definitely been really weak, but we've had a lot of bad picks, to be fair. But Edward Watford is a 75. He's probably going to go up at defensive tackle, maybe to like a 77. Pretty good call. He's a 77. We'll take that. That's a good pick for the second round, late second. And Forrest Weston, I thought he would be better. I thought he'd be like a 75. He probably has bad pursuit and tackle. Well, no. It looks like they were both a B. I don't know why he's only a 73. He's fast, he's okay in coverage, and he's a good run defender. I don't know how he's a 73. I guess just the player ec. I don't know. And then the CPU did well. Richard Ford looks decent. Darren Bullard, blocking tight end. Dev trait check, hidden. Maybe we got a new X factor here. We'll see. But definitely a decent draft. And let's get into year 6. Wow, this is a very bright team. I don't know what I did to my monitors, but they're like super bright now. I messed with the settings because I realized, here I go yapping again, but I realized my refresh rate on my monitors wasn't as high as it could be, or as high as the monitors are. So I changed that, and somehow that changed the brightness. And this team is blinding with all the red and yellows, to me at least. But we have an 89 overall offense, but only an 83 defense, which is weird. I mean, I guess we did lose Jonathan Allen, so that kind of makes sense, but our defense really hasn't been the craziest overall throughout the rebuild. We're trying to make it good, but we're getting there. Really, what I want to add is a really good safety, so we're hoping there is a good one available in free agency this year. But I mean, our offense should be amazing this year. There's really no concern I have for any position. I'm sure something will underperform. It always does, but really just across the board, performance, overall, everything, our offense looks great. I definitely don't think we're the highest overall team in the league. This is not an easy rebuild, but we could be close by the end of the year. So let's get to the midseason. I'm expecting a down year, maybe either this year or next year, but we'll just see what happens. That's all we can do. We're at the mercy of the Madden gods. Okay, well, we are 4-2 at the midseason. We're really kind of falling behind here. I mean, even the Giants are an 89 overall. Like, that's crazy. I don't really know why, though. Like, I guess we just need to go harder in free agency. We've been okay with drafting, and I mean, we're still performing well. But yeah, like I said at the start of the season, we'll definitely look to sign a safety this year. That should be a big overall upgrade. But I mean, we're still doing really well at 4-2. We have the 3rd scoring offense in the league, and our defense is doing well. We have the best run D in the league. That's crazy. But let's see who we have to re-sign. We have -11 mil. Okay. And we have Rayshawn Parker, Jaden Moore, Malcolm Kirkpatrick, Garrison Rhodes. Oh boy. Jamin Davis, Kendall Fuller, Frankie Louvu. This looks fun. Well, we'll be able to get out of a lot of cap space, but probably not nearly enough to bring everyone back, sadly. Maybe we should just let everyone go so we can afford to upgrade the defense. I don't know. We'll see what our strategy is going to be. So let's just get straight to the end of the year. I mean, we can't re-sign anyone yet, so we'll see what kind of record we end up with, and we're going to have another very interesting offseason. Okay, wow. I really thought we were going to struggle this year, but we finished 12-5, and we get a first round bye, our first of the rebuild. And we did finish with the best offense in the league. That's crazy. Like I always say, whenever I rebuild the Commanders, this offensive playbook is really good. If you can get a good QB, that is the big thing. But yeah, Jaden Daniels was insane. 3,900 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 6 picks, 77% completion percentage. Pretty sure that's the all-time record for a season. I think the record is like 74. That's probably a lie, but I think it's something like that. I don't know. But Christian McCaffrey, that probably helped. 1,700 yards, 5.4 per carry, 9 touchdowns, 10 for Brian Robinson, even 500 yards for him. 1,200 yards for Joseph Bibbs, 18 touchdowns. He's really taken over as our #1 receiver now that McLaurin's regressing a little bit, unfortunately. BJ Bayless was pretty bad this year, but the rest of the line held up pretty well. Jamin Davis, 114 tackles, 18 TFLs for Watford as a rookie, 17 for Mayweather in sacks. 6. Ooh, a really bad amount. 6.5 for Mayweather led the team, 6 for Payne, 5.5 for Tatum, 4 for Watford. Ooh, we'll check what the total is there. And even picks, we didn't get that many. 2 for Fuller and then 1 for 4 players. Yikes. I mean, I can't complain too much. Our defense isn't that good of an overall, and it still did well. But Jonathan Kennedy wins MVP here, the 86 overall rookie QB we saw. Jayden Daniels at 5. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. Joseph Bibbs at number 3. McCaffrey all the way down at 10? Damn. I guess he only had 9 rushing touchdowns, but still. Micah Parsons, big shocker, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dan Meadows for the Eagles, of course, a division rival. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to James Washington. Not only a player I was thinking about taking, but also a division rival. Watford at number 3. At least we went 12-5. I need to keep reminding myself. But we have some upgrades. Casey Tatum now up to a 92 overall. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. Oh, that's a scary team. It is the 10-7 Carolina Panthers. I know it's crazy to call the Panthers a scary team, but you know, if you've been watching me for a while, the Panthers used to be literally what the Cowboys currently are in my rebuilds. I guess this rebuild's a bad example for the Cowboys, but the Panthers used to destroy us anytime we met them, and they used to be in the Super Bowl like every year. So hopefully that's not what happens here. Hopefully we can beat them. We do get an upgrade for Mayweather and more. We'll take it, but let's see if we can beat the Panthers. And we do, 28-21. We dodged a bullet there. We're okay. And now we're going to be taking on the 10-7, only 86 overall Arizona Cardinals, who were 23rd in yards on offense and 24th for yards allowed on defense. Great team here. What did they do well is my question. Oh, they got a lot of sacks. That'll do it. They had 46? What's the record for a team in a season? Oh, 72. Okay, not even close. The Eagles had 70 in 2022. I forgot about that. I think they had like 2 players get like 40 total or something. I don't know. Something like that. So this is definitely a scary team. Who do they have that's making their pass rush so good? I think it might just be their playbook, because I do remember that about the Cardinals defensive playbook. They have Jared Verse. They're playing him as a 3-4 defensive end. That's fun. They have Aleem McNeil, D'Angelo Bethel. I guess maybe we can assume they switched to a 4-3. I mean, they didn't, but we can pretend. They also have Chris Braswell. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a pretty good pass rush. We have Walmart Randall Cobb. We have Randall Cobbs, plural. So this is, despite being a bad team, it is still a scary team if they get enough sacks on us. So let's see what happens here. Can we make our first Super Bowl? We do. We destroy the Cardinals 42-21, as it should be. We were at home and it looked like we performed considerably better. And we are going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts, who we are better than in terms of record, in terms of overall, in terms of defense, in terms of offense. It looks like we're better at everything. It looks like they had a better pass game, at least in terms of yards, but we had them for passing touchdowns, so I don't know. We have a Super Bowl media day though. This is kind of just the beginning. I mean, we are over halfway now. We're in year 6, but this is our first Super Bowl and we're hoping for, I mean, at least one through this rebuild. Oh, and let's see, do we get awards yet? We might have gotten dev traits. Let me see. I think it hits in Super Bowl week. We did. Bibbs got X Factor. He could be a 99 by the end of this. I guess he is already 25, but he could get pretty close. Is playing up to a 97 with morale. And I don't think we got any dev traits on defense. I guess I never even showed them in general. Unfortunately, I don't think we got any better than Star in terms of rookies, which is tough, but kind of to be expected. I guess we don't know Weston or Coates or Bullards. I guess only one of the hidden was revealed, so I guess one of those could be superstar or better. But without further ado, we're gonna jump in and watch this simulate. I know people want me to play games, but I just don't enjoy playing games in rebuilds. I don't like commentating games. I'll probably do it someday, but for now, I just like letting simulation do its thing and see what happens. That's just how I like doing it. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. God, I really need to get my new PC working. This was lagging real bad a second ago, but oh, just in certain moments. I probably should have restarted my game, but whatever. Let's simulate this out and let's see if we can get the Commanders, our first Super Bowl win of the rebuild. This is going quick. We're already up 21-17. The Colts do unfortunately take a double-digit lead in the third quarter, though. We do get a touchdown and we take the lead in the fourth. We are now up 49-39. That was a lot of scoring. Too much to keep up with. That whole game caught me off guard as we get a Super Bowl win for the Commanders. Unfortunately, wearing the uniforms with the numbers that look like they're wearing off. I don't really like those numbers, but we get Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders a Super Bowl win. Hopefully just the first of a few in this rebuild. But also, what a weird Super Bowl score is 49 39-39 scoregami. 39 in general is a weird score. Let me see. One game in 1964. Week 8, Chiefs versus Broncos. Interesting. But now back down to earth here. We have a big offseason coming up. A lot of decisions to make because we want to get back to a Super Bowl. And we, of course, have a decent amount of contracts here. Gary Shields will obviously pick up the 5th year. Rashawn Parker, we obviously want back. We'll go 4 years, 54 mil. Just the question is, will he take it? We'll go 55, and he does. The more I play this game, the less I trust, like, fully green interest level. Jaden Moore... How hard is it to draft a tight end? He is an X factor, but what's he ranked in the league? Number 25? Like, he isn't that good, technically. An 84 would be top 10 in real life, maybe top 8, but not really the case here. Same with Malcolm Kirkpatrick. What's he ranked? Oh, he is number 3. Okay, maybe we want to bring him back. Other than that group, though, it isn't too bad. Jamin Davis is still decent, but he is 31 at this point. Frankie Louvu is 33. So we'll just worry about these guys. This is tough. Kirkpatrick has been really good. He's had a couple not so great years, but last year he was super good. Do we have to go very player-friendly? Here, we'll go player-friendly, but we'll up it a little bit. 4 years, 68 mil, and he takes it. And then we can afford Jaden Moore, but hold on, we had a rookie tight end, right? Or was that last year? Ah, he's only star, okay. I think we'll just draft a tight end, to be honest. Oh, and also, it looks like Terry McLaurin did retire. I kind of expected that, but now we'll have to draft a receiver, too. And a linebacker, and a corner. That's doable, though. Those are positions that it isn't too hard to find later in the draft. Also, holy shit. Steve Coates has X Factor. He didn't really play much this year, but we're really starting to get X Factors now. That's crazy. But okay, I don't think we're going to bring anyone else back, at least right now, but we might check free agency for, like I said, a safety or maybe a tight end. We'll see. Oh yeah, and wait, did I already restructure deals this week? I might have last night. I'm recording this the next morning. No, I don't think, well, yeah, I think I did actually. Yeah, okay, never mind. We can restructure some of the ones we just signed though. But let's see if there's anything we want to do in free agency. If not, we'll just get to the draft. Ooh, and also, we're gonna cut David Njoku. This will save us 10 mil. He's like, that's crazy. A 78 overall tight end is ranked number 56. That's almost number 3 tight end quality. A 78 here is like someone being like 69 overall, I would guess. That's interesting. And I think we might cut Jeremy Chin. I don't know why I'm trying to free up so much money before we even know who's available in free agency, but whatever. He did well a couple years ago, but this year he wasn't great. Plus, I just want an overall upgrade. I want this team to look better. So this will save almost 6 mil. Deron Payne would save a lot of money, but he's still been playing really good. He's never had 10 sacks in a season here. I swore he did like multiple times. I guess he led us in sacks, but I don't know. But in free agency, Fred Warner. I mean, also there's Patrick Mahomes. Whoever that is, never heard of him before. There are some decent tight ends. I mean, there are good ones in Mark Andrews and George Kittle, but they're 34 and 36. But let's see, is there a safety? Why is there such a lack of safeties in this rebuild? Do I need to like crank my XP sliders for safeties? I already have them at like 130, maybe just 120. Because I think I lowered defense XP sliders 10% because I realized defensive overalls were getting way too high in my rebuilds. Maybe I should undo that for safeties though. Who's a corner we could play at safety? Maybe Marlon Humphrey. I mean, he's a good tackler. He's good at forcing fumbles. We'll try that. But here's what we're going to try to do in free agency. We're going to go for this linebacker, Avery Blake. He's only 27 with an X factor, so sounds good. He's also only 6 foot 226. Maybe he can be our safety. He's almost built like one. I don't think we're going to get him though. I mean, the Eagles and Cardinals are interested too, but we're also going for Marlon Humphrey like I showed, and then we are going to try to bring Jaden Moore back. Just because it'll give us one less thing to worry about in the draft, and he's not that expensive. So let's see if these 3 players want to sign. And we get Marlon Humphrey. We do not get Avery Blake, though. And Jaden Moore still hasn't signed. How desperately do we need a linebacker? That's my question. I know we have one. We do have Watkins, which I don't feel great about him playing. We also have Weston, but, like, they're not great. Let me move Humphrey to corner, or to safety. I guess this is kind of realistic. I normally like to do more realistic moves, even when I'm not doing a realistic rebuild, and I guess a lot of corners corners move to safety later in their careers. Or they try to. But I think we're good at linebacker. We'll probably draft one. But let's see, does Jayden Moore want to sign now? He does. Okay, cool. So we are now up to an 89 overall team. And let's see what we can do in the draft. But here we pick at 32, of course. And there are some pretty good players left still. I did not expect these corners to still be here. I didn't even look at Cameron Moses because I just thought he would be gone. Oh, maybe I should take him. You know what I've been noticing? A lot more corners with D play rec. Did they change how draft classes are again? Because here's another one. That's interesting. This is actually kind of a tough pick. I think I'm between Levi Van Buren. He's 23 though. And Cameron Moses. I think we're going to go Cameron Moses. Just the only problem is the D play rec and we don't know what his zone is. Or his awareness, to be fair. I guess that could be a D. It's probably a C. The more I look at him, the less I like him, but I don't know. We don't exactly need to knock this pick out of the park. Let's just take the more safe pick, I guess. Hidden dev, 94 speed. Something else I've been noticing is a lot more corners with hidden dev. Did I like not change my draft classes to strong? No, I mean we had an 86 overall quarterback. No, yeah, they're strong. Yeah. I don't know what it is then. Maybe I'm just crazy. But in the second round, Jose Elston is interesting. Elite strength and jumping. Not the fastest, but also not the slowest for being 235 pounds. A awareness, A catching. I kind of like him. He kind of looks horrible, but I kind of like him. He's already 23 though. Let's see, what's our other need? Linebacker. There are a lot of linebackers down the board that look good, like Marquez Walden, Chris Brown, Mike Floyd could be decent, Darius Edwards. So we'll just go with the receiver. It's rare that I take these physical type receivers. Normally I go playmakers, but let's change it up. Jose Elston out of Ohio State. I thought for sure he would have hidden dev, but 96 jumping, 76 strength. That's kind of crazy. We'll take it. We might take another receiver. We'll see. Well, I guess y'all won't see, but I'll see. And last pick, ooh, is it Marquise Walden? Probably Marquise. A zone, A hit power, A awareness, possibly A play rec, elite speed, but only marginal strength, decent change direction, and solid acceleration. I don't know. I have concerns. My favorite one is Morris Hurst. He's only 21 years old, out of Georgia, elite speed, great jumping, A zone, A hit power, hopefully A awareness, only C play rec, but we'll still take him. Probably like a 75 overall-ish, so we'll take it. But here's how he did in the draft. I feel like I've been exceptionally bad at drafting in this rebuild. I don't know why. I mean, we've still done well. We've still been successful. We won a Super Bowl, but this was a bad draft. Our first pick was pretty good in Cameron Moses, 78 overall with hidden dev. We'll take that. 81 man, 77 zone. Sounds good. But Jose Elston was only a 74. If he had hidden dev, that would kind of change it, but just not a good route runner, as is usually the case with the physical type receivers. We need to stop giving receivers numbers in the 20s. Please. It hurts. I don't want to look at it. We'll give him 11. And Morris Hurst is only a 73. It feels like we're not using strong draft classes. I don't know. I guess the game just did update. Maybe they fucked with draft classes or something. They might have, actually. It feels super different. I doubt it, and I'm probably just insane, but drafting has felt weird in this one for some reason. And then I also took Khalid Patterson. He's bad, straight up. The CPU also didn't do much. Was this a bad draft class? Ooh, maybe. Well, there were like 4 80 pluses, but all of them went before we had a pick, so all these players went before we had a pick. We literally got the best overall player we could have at number 32 in Cameron Moses, so that definitely wasn't a bad pick. No, yeah, we drafted well. This was just kind of a shit draft class. Like, the talent fell off quick. Whatever. Let's get into year 7, and we will see how the team's looking. Ooh, and there's some pretty good free agents, actually. Odafe Owe, I mean, I don't know how much playing time he'll get. We'll still sign him. I mean, he's only 6 mil, sure. We'll steal him away from other teams. And then Keanu Benton, we don't have the best D-tackle group, so sure, why not? But here's a look at the team heading into year 7. We're down to an 85. I guess all of our morale wore off from last year, obviously. I'm definitely glad we won a Super Bowl when we did, because I did not think we would drop that much. Again, as the case has usually been, we should develop throughout the year, but honestly, the team isn't super young anymore. We do have a lot of older players now. I think even Jayden Daniels is probably 29. Yeah. But hey, we still have an 88 overall offense, only an 83 defense though. But we should definitely be a better overall by the end of the year, obviously. There isn't really much else to say with this team. I mean, y'all saw what I did. So let's just get to the midseason point, and hopefully we do well. If there's any year we could underperform, I think I said this last year, but we definitely could underperform this year. Okay, well, we are 4-3. Not bad, not horrible, just 4-3. Our defense is pretty terrible though. Is it time for a defensive playbook change? I mean, we won a Super Bowl, so it can't be that bad, but I mean, it is pretty bad. Yeah, we're gonna switch away. I don't think there's been a single season where our defense has been better than our offense, so should I just go with the basic 4-3 defense I always go with? Maybe. Bills defense will go, I guess, just base 4-3. That works. I'm gonna have to rearrange the defense now, though. Nobody's a scheme fit anymore. Whatever. Well, it'll be fine. We'll see if the Bills defense does better. Sometimes it's terrible if you switch defenses at the midseason. I mean, as it probably would be in real life, but we'll see what happens there. And we have some re-signings to worry about. Hopefully we have money. We do. Okay. We have Casey Tatum, though, Anthony Samuel, Cordell, who hasn't really developed that much. Keanu Benton, Odafe Owe, that's not surprising. I also did re-sign Jeremy Chin just because he didn't get signed. Ooh. And Christian McCaffrey, Deron Payne, Ronnie Stanley. Okay, there are a lot of players here. This is tough. How well has Casey Tatum been playing, though? Like, is he worth the contract we're gonna give him? His most sacks since his rookie season has only been 7.5. Like, I don't know. He's a good overall player, so we're just gonna re-sign him. We'll go 4 years, 100 mil, 101 mil, and he takes it. And then honestly, everyone else here is old, or like, I'm unsure if I actually do want them back, so we're just gonna worry about it at the end of the year. So of course, let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully we make the playoffs, although I guess I'll understand if we don't, because we're not the best overall team anymore. Okay, wow. We almost didn't lose another game for the rest of the season. We went 13-4. Looks like it was pretty good to switch the defensive playbook. I mean, it didn't end up being good, but it ended up being better than it was, so we'll take it. Let's go over our season stats. That's interesting. Oh, if we don't win an MVP with Jayden Daniels by the end of this, I'm going to be so disappointed. He had 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 75 completion percentage. Good Lord. Still 1,600 yards for Christian McCaffrey, 17 touchdowns. Joseph Bibbs, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Not much outside of him, but Shields was okay. Luke Gadecki wasn't that good this year, but the rest of the line was very good. Anthony Samuel, 116 tackles of the team. TFLs for Mayweather, or 11 for Mayweather, 10 for Tatum and Payne. Really not many this year. And then sacks, 10.5 for Tatum, but other than him, 5.5 for Mayweather, 3.5 for Samuel, and what the fuck? 0 for Coates? It looks like he hardly played, though. Yeah, 36 snaps. What about Owe? He literally didn't play at all. Or no, he played 91 snaps. That's still hardly anything. I tried to make a rotation with our pass rushers, but apparently it just didn't do that. But interceptions, we only had 4. That's the downside of the Bills playbook. It doesn't get many picks, but it usually does get sacks. Just not this year. But Jonathan Kennedy wins another MVP. Patrick Mahomes got signed by the Jets. Jayden Daniels at number 8. Drake May at number 6, actually. And Caleb Williams at number 9. Nice. Offensive player of the year goes to Bijan Robinson. That's different, I guess. McCaffrey at number 3. Daniels at 8. Almost missed Bibbs at 10. Defensive player of the year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Dylan Rainey for the Buccaneers. Elston at number 4. He didn't really do much, but we'll take it. And then Rashad Pace for the Packers wins defensive rookie of the year. Moses at 3. Hurst at 5. We didn't win anything. Going 13-4. You hate to see it. But as for dev traits, unfortunately, I did already see at the midseason when I was changing the defense, we didn't really get any. Moses only has star. Hurst only has star. And was that it? I think that was it for hidden devs. We really didn't get many this year. So that's kind of unlucky. But we are at the very least back up to an 88 overall, so we'll take it. The Lions are a 90 though. But this just furthers my point that the Commanders' offensive playbook is super good. Like, we haven't had the best overall team, but we've still been doing very, very, very well. But we have a hot opponent. We will go be confident. Y'all know me. Thankfully, Dan Quinn is back. It's not that weird looking coach that kind of looks like John Fossil or whatever his name is, the one special teams coordinator. I don't know. That's kind of what he reminds me of. Maybe because he just does look like a fossil a little bit. That's kind of mean. But let's see if we can take down the Lions in the wild card. My guess is no. Maybe I'm just pessimistic, but let's see what happens. And we do 35-21. Okay, hold on. I thought for sure we were going to lose that, but we might be cooking something here. That could be coming to an end because we're going to be taking on the Falcons. Before the hot opponent, if it wants to load, we'll take the morale it gives, or no, plus 10, all those stats, and 2,500 XP. That's actually huge, the XP. No upgrades from it, or I guess maybe they just don't show because we didn't have any upgrades before. Oh yeah, we do have some. Oh, that doesn't make them pop up. I thought if you go to the roster and then back out, it'll show the upgrade. Whatever, who cares? It'll auto spend them anyways. Let's see if we can take down the Falcons. They actually have a 92 overall defense. That might be the best defense in the league. It's not playing like it, of course, but on paper at least. But let's see if we can get a win. And we do beat the Falcons 27-21. We're really building something here. But now, unfortunately, we are going to be taking on the New Orleans Saints. And of course, they have now multi-time MVP Jonathan Jonathan Kennedy, obviously a 99 X Factor. But we're actually the same overall as the Saints. The last two teams we've played have been a better team on paper. So maybe this doesn't bode well for us. I don't know. We do have an upgrade for Gary Shields. That's cool. But again, nothing really left for us to do except let's see if we can move on to back-to-back Super Bowls. And we do. We also beat the Saints 27-21. So we get past two division rivals there. Not division rivals of us, but they're division rivals of each other. And we are going to be moving on to Super Bowl, what, like 65? I don't know what this would even be. Oh, and we have some pretty major upgrades. Jayden Daniels, Casey Tatum, Rayshawn Parker, Braden Cox. That's huge. And we should have even more next week once we get into the Super Bowl. The Miami Dolphins are a better team than us, though. They have the same record, and they are an 89 overall team to our only 88. Their offense is the same overall, but they have a 3 overall better defense than us. So this isn't going to be easy. But of course, we have more upgrades. Jaden Moore, Darrell Davis, Morris Hurst. Mostly just backups here, but a couple starters. I kind of thought it would be more, not gonna lie. But we have a Super Bowl Media Day. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Oh God, John Fossil's back. That's great. But yeah, I'm sure being in a Super Bowl would definitely help for your next Super Bowl. We'll take the 10 staff points. But let's jump in here against the Falcons and let's see what happens. They still actually look like the Dolphins. I mean, they have Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa. They also have Logan Wilson, but at least they have 2 Dolphins up there. We look completely different than the Commanders, at least with our top 3. I don't think we have any Commanders players left. No, we have Sam Cosmi, but I think that's it. And Deron Payne, but only 2. No, and Jeremy Chin, but he's a backup, so We've definitely improved this team, though. But here we go in AT&T Stadium. Still glad we haven't seen a Cowboys Super Bowl yet, at least for our sake. I hate that you can see the background past the pause screen on the left side, that little sliver. I hate that. It bothers me so bad. But let's simulate this game out and let's see if we can take down the Dolphins and win back-to-back Super Bowls. So we score first to make it 7-0. They do tie in the first quarter. They take the lead 14-7, but we tie it back up. They're driving. They get a field goal, but we get a touchdown to make it 21-17 in the third. They kick a field goal, but we're still up by 1, and we get a touchdown. That's huge. They do get a touchdown and the 2-point, but we get a touchdown right back. We're up 35-28, and that is going to be the final score as we go back to back. That is insane. We are slowly turning the Washington Commanders into a dynasty here. And not gonna lie, I feel like these jerseys are overhated. You know what I'm saying? These are kind of nice. These do something to my brain. I'm glad we won in these this year. But we get Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders their second Super Bowl. Still doesn't really look like Jayden Daniels, but I'm too lazy to change it. Damn, he went off. Not too many yards, but still like 275, 80% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Even Tua did really well. Almost just as well. But we got more sacks. Looks like we got 3. They have Adiza Isaac, one of our former players now. But hey, we're really building something here. So let's see if we can keep this team good in the offseason. Now, the thing I'm worried about might have come true. Let me see. It did. Christian McCaffrey retired. He's been super important to our success. I mean, he's had like pretty well over 5 yards per carry the last couple years. I guess last year he only had 5.1, but I mean, it's still 5.1 yards per carry. So we're definitely going to need to replace him. Did anyone else retire? Deron Payne did retire. We have replacements there, though. Surprisingly, Marlon Humphrey didn't, and then I think that's it. Could have been worse, but we're definitely going to need a running back now. But for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Kevin Mayweather. He hasn't played very well, though. I will say that. Of course, past his rookie year, pass rushers always peak in their rookie year in this game for some reason. It's really weird, at least in terms of sacks. I mean, he's had more TFLs, but I don't know. Sacks is what I look for. We'll still pick up the 5th year, though. And then Anthony Samuel, I do want back, but he just isn't interested. He did do well, but he's just not interested. I don't know. Same with Cordell. How did Keanu Benton do? He is interested in re-signing. 0 sacks. He did get 9 TFLs, but I'm okay. Odafe Owe didn't even play. Okay, yeah, I think we're good letting everybody here go. Do I want Ronnie Stanley back? I mean, he's still playing super well. I'm always scared to try to replace tackles, but we'll see who's available in free agency. How about that? But here's what we're gonna do in free agency. We're honestly going kind of bigger than I expected. We were able to free up a lot of money through restructuring. We ended up with like 61 mil or something like that, a little over 61. So we're going for some pretty good players. We're gonna go for Derek Brown, who is older. He is 33 at this point, but you know, we haven't really had a super high overall defensive tackle in a while. Samuel. So we'll try to bring him in. We're not giving him the best offer because he's expensive, but we definitely could up it. We're also going for Bucky Irving to be our new running back. It looks like he's done all right as a number 2. It doesn't look like he's ever been a number 1, but he will be now. We're going to try to bring back Anthony Samuel for just a neutral deal. Not interested, so we'll see if he takes it. And then Sergio Lamb is maybe going to be our new left tackle. He's 10 years younger than Ronnie Stanley is at this point, so definitely an age upgrade, I guess, and overall, but we'll see if he actually plays better. But let's see if these group of players want to sign, or this group of players wants to sign. I don't know. English is hard. But we do get Derek Brown and Sergio Lamb, and we still have the lead for Bucky Irving and I almost called him Asante Samuel. Anthony Samuel. So let's see if they want to sign now. Still no. How about now? Okay, so we get Bucky Irving. That's cool. Anthony Samuel still hasn't signed. I don't know how much I care if we don't get him. I mean, I do because he would be our number 1 linebacker, and we don't really have anyone good at linebacker other than him, but let's see if he wants to sign in the next week, and still no. Okay, now he finally does. So we do get all 4 of those players. We don't even have to up any of the contracts. We'll take it. But here, of course, we pick at number 32 again, and okay, never mind. I was gonna say this doesn't look like a very strong safety class, but there is at least one straight up first round talent. Honestly, I don't think a safety's been taken yet because it just wasn't a good class, but there is Dalton Wall. First round talent, only 22 years old, great speed, great change of direction, elite agility. He's obviously one of the, well, not obviously, but he is one of the players I focus scouted. Doesn't look that insane on paper. Doesn't have any A ratings other than, I guess, hit power, but he's a first round talent, so we'll take him. He does surprisingly have hidden dev. I thought for sure he was gonna have normal, but hey, we'll take that. That's a great pick. I miss the thing where it would tell you exactly where the players rated in the class and just tell you their overall. I mean, I know it tries to keep you from double dipping if you miss on a player, but people double dip anyways if they get a bad dev trait. At least I do sometimes. So I don't know. Oh, whoa. Who's that? Zach Fox? I put my dick in a bag of Doritos. He looks pretty good. I mean, we definitely don't need more linemen, but also Chris Hart looks pretty good. Owen Urban. He ran a 4.79. This might be the fastest center I've ever seen. There are some really good linemen left. And honestly, we don't really have any needs. Safety was kind of our last need. I'm not going to take Owen Urban yet. I'll probably do that round 3. Let me look at receivers, because we still don't have a very good number 3. Oh, a 4.67, huh? That's not great. I do like Cedric Carrington, though. Elite acceleration, B short route, A to C medium route. The more I look at him, he's fine. Julius Ratliff, though. A catching, A to C short route, A to C awareness, B to D medium route. Hopefully that's a B. Ran a 4.35, a 4.29 at his pro day. Okay, we'll take him somewhere. But we'll go with Zach Fox here. Hidden dev, only 86 strength, but he looked good. And let's see, who's projected to go first? Ratliff or Urban? Okay, Urban it looks like. Where's Ratliff? Oh, it only goes down that far. I didn't know you could reach a bottom here. Okay, we'll go with Urban first. Another hidden dev, 91 strength, 77 speed, 80 jumping, 80 excel. That is insane. And now hopefully Ratliff is still available. I was half expecting him to go 1 pick before us. I would have cried. But no, he is still available. Julius Ratliff, welcome to the team. Only normal dev, but 93 speed, 93 excel. I feel like it should be a little higher, but whatever. But I'm gonna simulate this out, and I think we did pretty well. This was the first time after a draft I felt pretty good about it. Well, I can't say that, but I feel like we actually did pretty well this year. Well, that's what I get for saying that. Dalton Wall's only 76, which that's fine. Zach Fox is only a 72. Owen Urban's okay at a 74, and Ratliff is only a 71. My drafting has been horrible today. They must have changed something, because I just cannot draft. Of course, all the good players were gone before we had a pick. Literally every good player went in the first round. I mean, there was a QB that we could have taken, not taken a QB. There was a running back, not taken a running back. Wall was literally the best player we could have taken for our needs. This game hates me. But here's a look at the team heading into year 8. We are up to an 89 overall heading into the year. So finally, we are a really, really good overall team. Also, I moved the O-line around. We moved Cosme to right tackle because Luke Gadecki was bad and expensive. So we're going to start Davis at right guard. We'll see how this goes. I've had Cosme at tackle before and he didn't do well, but I've also put him at tackle before and he did really well, so we'll see what happens. That's really all we can do. And then the defense is looking better than it really ever has. I mean, Derek Brown was obviously a huge addition. He went up 4 overall at defensive tackle from defensive end. So this team is really, really, really nice. And let's just get straight to the midseason point of year 8. Oh my fucking god, dude. Of course, our highest overall team by a landslide does the worst by a landslide. We are 1-5, and this year our offense is horrible for no reason. I bet I know what it is. How's the O-line doing? Oh, it's Bayless that's horrible. Kirkpatrick and Davis are doing really well. 0 sacks allowed, but BJ Bayless, we might bench him. Didn't he win best O-lineman one year? What happened? Also, Bucky Irving's bad. Fun. Cool, awesome. All right, we're benching Bayless, obviously. We'll start... Owen Urban's already a 76 at left or at guard, so we'll start him there. Cosme isn't doing very well, though. 3 sacks allowed at right tackle, so we might think about benching him. We'll see. We have some re-signings to worry about. We do have 63 mil and some pretty important players. Gary Shields will re-sign 5 years, 120 mil. No, he doesn't take it. Okay, awesome. Braden Cox, 4 years, 42 mil. He takes it. BJ Bayless, hell no. Derek Brown was only a 1 year. I wish I did 2 years. Because he isn't interested now. 1 year 29, he's not going to take that, obviously. That's tough. That's really tough. All right, well, nothing else we can do. Let's just get to the end of the year and let's hope that fixes some things. I don't think we're going back to back to back, unfortunately. Might be controversial to say, I know. All right, and yeah, big shocker. We missed the playoffs going 8-9 with our best roster so far. I love this game. Let me see, where does a 90 overall rank in the league? Which probably would be a 91 if we actually played well. A 90 isn't the best, but it's definitely a playoff caliber team. And like I said, we probably should be a 91, which would be tied with the best rosters in the league. At least we have 2 Super Bowls. I mean, that definitely makes things better, but this was a massive underperformance. You hate to see it. Let's go really quick over the season stats. We'll just kind of forget this year happened, though. I mean, JAYDEN Daniels was very good. Bucky Irving, not so much. We had 2 1,000-yard receivers. Bibbs with almost 1,500 and 17 touchdowns, and Gary Shields even 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Sergio Lamb was bad. Sam Cosme was okay. Urban definitely did much better than Bayless at left guard. I think he'll probably be our starter there next year. Morris Hurst, 110 tackles, led the team. TFL's 19 for Brown, 15 for Tatum and Mayweather. And sacks, 9 for Tatum, 7 for Brown, 6.5 for Mayweather. I guess we'll take it. 3 picks for Parker, 2 for Cox, and then 1 for a few players. I really don't see what was that bad about our team. But Patrick Mahomes wins MVP for the Jets. JAYDEN Daniels at 10. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Joseph Bibbs. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. Are the Cowboys going to creep back up? Oh no. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Titus Gatewood for the Cardinals, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Lawrence Leach for the Panthers. Dalton Wall at number 7. What did he even do? 74 tackles, 3 TFLs, half a sack, 5 pass deflections, okay. Let's see if he has a good dev trait. Let's see if we got any good dev traits. I'm hoping for one on the O-line. I shouldn't have said anything. Urban only has star. We'll see what Fox has later, and then Wall only has star, of course. We were getting good dev traits, but not anymore. At least we won 2 Super Bowls, though. But now we're really coming down to the end here, so let's get into the offseason, and let's really see if we can win 1 more Super Bowl in the next 2 years. Offline leaks take so long to simulate. Holy shit. Ooh, and we have a Super Bowl rematch here. The Panthers beating the Broncos, getting revenge for, what, 16 years ago at this point? That's crazy. So Caleb Williams still doesn't have a Super Bowl, I don't think, but Bryce Young and the Panthers do get one. Before the rest of the players we have to re-sign, it's of course not looking super good. We'll go very player-friendly for Gary Shields, because I think we have to, and he does take it, and now we are out of money. We'll pick up the 5th year for Steve Coates, but that's about all we can do. I definitely want Derek Brown back. Ooh, and Sam Cosme. Shit, dude. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll re-sign Sam Cosme, assuming he wants to. We'll go 3 years, 63 mil. Just kidding. Okay. Well, we're gonna tag him, and that's gonna eat up all our money. So I'm gonna restructure as many deals as we can, and hopefully we can get a good defensive tackle or a safety. But here's what we're gonna do in free agency. We're gonna go for Jonathan Taylor. Bucky Irving wasn't very good. I'm surprised Jonathan Taylor is still around at this point. I mean, he's 33. I feel like he would... I don't know. How old is he in real life? Is he still only like 25? Yeah, he is. That's crazy. Okay. But we'll try to sign him. Same with Jonathan Malone, a pretty good looking safety who does have X Factor. He's only 26 still, so should be a good addition. Looking at his stats, he didn't look very good, but I'm just more worried about overall. And then Marcel Blackwell, we'll play him at defensive tackle. Should go up in overall, hopefully. Is only like 5 mil. So let's see if we can sign these 3 players. And it looks like we do sign all 3. So not a major free agent class, but still a pretty good one. We'll take it. But here in the draft, I kind of forgot how bad we did, so I accidentally just scouted like later first round players. Like I think it was Greg Bingham, and then there were a couple receivers. Although Kendall Mentor, what's his speed? Okay, well, he has great Excel at least. He looks pretty damn good. I won't lie. We might take him round 2, but Ron Wallner, what an interesting name. He looks really, really good. Probably gonna have normal dev, but I still think he'll be a good overall, and I think he's who we're gonna take. Steve DeMarco looks good, or Steve E. DeMarco, but What does Donnell Forbes look like? Only solid strength. Philip Logan looks really good. I will say that, but we don't really need a speed rusher. All right, we'll just go with the receiver. We'll take a chance. Mine as well. Ron Wallner, out of Wisconsin. Not the fastest, but at least good speed, elite jumping, great strength, and change of direction. Lots of A ratings. Just he isn't very scouted, because I forgot that we're picking pretty high. So let's take him. He does have hidden. That's surprising. 92 speed, 92 change of direction, 96 jumping. He could be really good. And now I don't know what else to do. Let's see. Is there a good safety? Maybe. Marquise Collins, maybe. He does have A awareness, but we don't really have him scouted. Let's maybe go with a corner. Emmett Jennings looks good. Dwight Hicks also looks good. Let's go Dwight Hicks. I've taken so many corners in this rebuild, but we know they'll be good, so we'll keep taking them. And let's look for a lineman here. I probably should have done that earlier. You know what I haven't seen, though? I haven't seen any crazy high overall linemen. That's something that's interesting. That's kind of making me think they did change draft classes a little bit. Because even we've been checking like the best players in the class, and I don't really remember any crazy overall linemen. So I feel like they did change something. I'm not sure, though. There are a lot of like good looking ones, just no 84 overalls. But let's go with Mitch Walsh. He looks pretty good. Sure. Hidden dev, 92 strength. Could start for us year one, so we'll take it. Okay, this was definitely one of our better drafts so far. Have I drafted an 80 overall player yet? I don't think I've really had an opportunity to, though. I guess we did this year. We could have taken Frank Winston, but I wanted a receiver. There were a couple running backs, but I'm not going to take a running back. The rookie ones usually play horrible in this game. Ron Wallner was definitely a good player, though. That was a good pick. So we did well this year. Obviously, Dwight Hicks was a very good player, too. Like a borderline top 10 player in the second round. We'll take that. And then Mitch Walsh is decent, 75 overall. We were 3 for 3 on dev traits this year, so that's good. And then the CPU even picked a good defensive tackle, Ben James, 74 overall with hidden dev. Good draft. I will say again, though, I think they changed draft classes. Unless... Did I ever remember to change prospect storylines? Where the fuck are prospect storylines? Okay, yeah, I did. I turned them back on, so I don't know, whatever. Oh, Andrew Thomas. We're getting to the point where teams can't afford anyone. We can't afford him. Okay, I can cut someone, maybe. Although we did have Andrew Thomas in the Vikings rebuild, or not the Giants rebuild, which if you haven't seen that, go watch it. It was a lot of fun. After this one, of course, but he was horrible, so maybe we shouldn't do that. That would make the team look better, but he does not play well in this game most of the time. But here's a look at the team heading into year 9. We are a 90 overall heading into the year, so I'm sure we're gonna go 8-9 once again this year, 7-10. But we are very good on paper. That's what I'll say. You know what? Just because, let me check before we underperform this year. What's our overall compared to the rest of the league? I doubt we're the best, but maybe. Okay, the Patriots are also a 90. Same with the Lions. The Falcons are a 91, so we aren't the best team in the league. Same with the Dolphins. And the Bucks are a 92? Good lord. So we're tied for 4th, it looks like. But we're not too far behind some of those teams. So let's just get straight to the midseason and we'll see how we do. Okay, we're doing better this year. We're 4-2, which, that's fair. You know, we're a good team, but not the best in the league. We have a bad pass game this year and a bad overall offense. What happened to our offense? Like, what? It didn't change that much. If anything, it got better, and now it's bad. I don't understand this game, man. I don't know what happened. We have a breakout quarterback and a tandem breakout for the defense. Do I care? Like... Does that really matter at this point? I don't give a shit about the tandem breakout for the defense. I have literally never hit a tandem breakout in my life, so I don't care. And I doubt we're gonna hit the breakout for the offense, the quarterback breakout, but I'll at least check if we do. I'll show y'all if we do. If not, then I won't show anything. Oh, and we have negative 4.5 mil. Awesome. I'm glad we got Super Bowls when we did. Yeah, that's tough. Let's get to the end of the year. Oh, you know what? I bet we're coming down to the end of the Jayden Daniels contract, and we kind of pushed back all of the money to the same year. Or no, that's actually not the case. I mean, it is expensive, but it's not horrible. Ooh, next year, Casey Tatum is going to cost 31 mil. Oh boy. All right, let's get to the end of the year. I'll see if we hit the breakout, but probably not. Okay, wait, did I predict 9-8 before the year? I know I said 8-9. I might have said 7-10. We'll pretend I predicted it. I might have said 9-8, but that is exactly what we finish. That's so stupid. I mean, we shouldn't have been the best team in the league this year, but we definitely should have at least least made the playoffs with like the 4th best roster. Whatever. Jayden Daniels has still been, he might be the best quarterback ever. I mean, legitimately. Definitely at least in terms of passer rating. I mean, he's at least had a 111 for the last 7 years. Probably averaging like a 118, 19. Like, that's insane. But Jonathan Taylor was very good. 1,500 yards, 4.6 per carry, 12 touchdowns. We'll take it. 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns for Bibbs. Shields was pretty good too. The blocking, Sam Cosmi was kind of bad, but Lamb was good. Urban was good. We'll take it. Kirkpatrick and Walsh both did really well. Samuel led the team with 129 tackles. TFLs 20 for Tatum, 16 for Mayweather. In sacks, 11.5 for Tatum. We'll take it. 8 for Mayweather, only 5 for Steve Coates, but I guess he didn't play that much. He kind of did. And 3 total interceptions. It's a little bit of a problem, don't you think? This game hates me. I know I've said that like a million times, but it's still true. But MVP goes to Joe Burrow now on the Eagles. Great, a new division rival to worry about. Jayden Daniels at number 7. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jonathan Kennedy. We get number 8, 9, and 10. Bibbs, Taylor, and Daniels. Micah Parsons, shocker, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Tatum at 4. Ooh, ow. Wayne Esparza wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Packers. Wallner at number 4. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Levi Wilkins for the Vikings. Hicks at 5. Have we won any Defensive or Offensive Rookie of the Years? I think like 1 early on. I guess our team's been too good to be really starting that many rookies, but I still wish we have had, or I wish we had more than we have had so far. And as for dev traits, what hidden devs did we even have? We had Wallner, who only has star, and Walsh, who also only has star. Yay, awesome. Oh, and Hicks, who only has star. But in the Super Bowl, we have another rematch. The Seahawks beat the Steelers this time, the one that happened in what, like 2005, where apparently the Seahawks got absolutely screwed. I'm glad that happened when I was like 2, or else I would have killed myself. I don't know if I would be able to, I don't know if I'm mentally strong enough to handle the Seahawks getting screwed in a Super Bowl. That might be it for me. That might be the end. So I'm glad I didn't have to experience that one. But the Seahawks do win here. Glad to see that, even though this isn't a Seahawks rebuild. But as for re-signings, we still have negative 23 mil. Well, let me see if we can restructure any deals, because we might be coming down to like the last year of every deal, or close to it. Let me see what we can do. Okay, yeah, no, there isn't much we can do. This is fun. This is the Madden I know and love. What was happening? We won back-to-back Super Bowls. That was crazy. Now we're back down to earth. I feel like I've said that twice in this rebuild already. Okay, we weren't even able to break even in terms of cap space from restructuring. That's fun. Let's get to the draft. Our roster isn't going to be great by the end of this. Fair warning. Our final team might only be like an 86, but maybe that'll make us do better in the playoffs. We'll see. It very well could. Ooh, on a positive note, Wall did get Superstar Dev. That's cool. Still only up to an 81, but what did he do, to be fair? Couple picks, 4 TFLs, 70 tackles. He was all right. A lot of 2 forced fumbles and recoveries. I guess that's cool. But this year we pick at number 17, and what do we want to do? I mean, there are like a million different directions we could go. We're probably better off just taking the best player we can find, but it's hard to say who that even is. Because let's see what we need. We need a left tackle, right tackle, tight end, defensive tackle, and maybe a linebacker. But that's going to be my last priority unless there's someone insane looking, which even then, like, he probably won't get playing time, so we'll just leave it. But that's 4 pretty big positions in need. So let me give this a thorough look for our final draft here, and we'll see who we want to take. There's some good looking centers, but I'm not going to take one of them yet. There are good defensive tackles, but again, 2nd to 3rd round projection, 3rd to 4th round projection. This guy looks pretty good. Well, he doesn't have the best awareness or pursuit. Let's just go with a tight end, which is definitely our least important position of need, but I think the best out of any of the players available. Nathan Keys, a UDFA, actually looks pretty good. I might take him later just to be an okay number 2. He's probably only like a 68 though. But we're going to go with Mark Toon here. He is 22. I wish he was like 21 or something. I haven't seen any 20-year-old players though. That's something interesting. But yeah, Mark Toon looks good. He's fast enough, strong enough, nothing elite at the combine. It could be a normal dev, but I hope not. He has A awareness, medium route, hopefully A short and deep route, A spec catch, A run block even. I don't think he's amazing, but I think he'll be like a 75 or 6, so we'll take him. He does have hidden dev, 84 speed, 87 excel. Sounds good. Now that I predicted he's going to be a 75 or 6, he's probably going to be a 74 actually. That's kind of how it's gone for this whole rebuild. That's That's why I feel like they changed things. I used to be good at predicting overalls, but in this rebuild, I just can't predict them. But let's go with a D tackle. Are we really gonna get a starter though? Like, I don't know if there's anyone here that's good enough to be a day one starter. Unless we find like a really good defensive end to play at defensive tackle or something. Ooh, okay, we might have. that was pretty good timing. Manu Elias, elite strength, 40 bench reps. We're not gonna take him yet. We could probably get him round 3, but he looks pretty good. His awareness and play rec aren't the best, so I don't think he's gonna be an insane overall, but he could be at D tackle. Ooh, Max McCormick at guard looks pretty good too. I don't know who to take here. This is tough. We're definitely going O-line here, but who do I want? Okay, I'm between Justin Elias and Brenton Parrish. To be honest, I've been taking a lot of centers, and a lot of them aren't that good. I think we'll go with Justin Elias because he has really good power, a run block, and not that bad of finesse. I don't know where we're gonna play him though. He might be our center, and then we'll move someone to guard and move a guard to tackle. I don't know. But hidden dev, 90 strength, we'll take it. We're definitely taking another lineman round 4 though. But here, let's go with Manu Elias or Manu? I don't know how you say that, but another 23-year-old. He does have great acceleration, which is cool. Elite strength. We'll take him. Okay, that's surprising. He does have hidden dev. I thought for sure he would have normal, but 92 strength, 85 excel. There are a lot of those type of players in drafts, but I say this every time. That's scary. Someone that strong coming at you that quick, that's scary. And now let's go with another lineman. Our last pick of the rebuild. All the good linemen are gone. Shit. Really? By round 4, there's nobody else that's draftable other than 3 guys? I guess not draftable, but projected to be drafted. Yeah, there isn't anyone that good looking unless we dig into the UDFAs, and that's gonna take forever. All right, well, there will probably be a good free agent lineman available because, I mean, Andrew Thomas was available last year, so we'll hope for that. Let's take someone though. Marquise Selvy's interesting. He's 6'3", 234, and ran a 4.37. Now he's only gonna have like 92 speed, and like 90 excel, which is fucking stupid, but he's really strong. Great jumping. Oh, is he one of the 6'8" guys? No, okay. Hold on, let me see if there is one of the 6'8" guys, just for fun. Maybe they took those out. They should. Okay, no, I don't see a 6'8" receiver. Let's go with Marquise Selvy. I don't think he's that good, but he looks interesting. Normal dev? Oh, okay, he does have 92 speed, I was right, but he only has 87 excel. That's really a 4.37? Come on. It seems pointless to tell EA to do better because they won't, but they need to do better. That's stupid. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my drafting has been horrible. What the fuck? And there were some good players early on. Keyword early on, or keywords, I guess. There were 5 82 pluses. 4 of those went in the top 5. There was also Dwayne Barton available. I could have taken him, but taking that tight end was a bigger upgrade. But honestly, how much bigger of an upgrade was it? Because he's only, what, like a 7 overall upgrade over what we had before? He's only a 73. That's rough. A medium route is a 67 for a tight end. I mean, you know, tight ends aren't as good of route runners as receivers most of the time, obviously, but he's not great. Justin Elias is fine, and then Manu Elias, I didn't even realize they have the same last name, is only a 73. I'm guessing he'll be like a 75 or 6 at defensive tackle, 76, but I don't know if that's good enough to start. That is our best player, though, that we got. Marquise Selvy's only a 72. That's about what I expected. This was not a very good draft, honestly. CPU also saw, like, hey, you took a defensive tackle. Let's take another one. That's great. I always feel so exhausted at the end of 10-year rebuilds, and I'm starting to feel it. For different reasons in this one than usual, but I'm still feeling it. But let's get into the final season of the rebuild. Definitely a successful one. But here's a look at the team heading into the final year of the rebuild. Definitely not our best team, but still a good one at an 88. Now, we'll probably underperform massively, but we should develop a lot throughout the year. We have a lot of young players starting now that we can't afford to really re-sign anyone. And now our defense is pretty much just as good as our offense, which is surprising. There was a big gap just like 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, Jayden Daniels has been amazing. Still not up to a 99, but I guess he could hit a 99 this year. He's getting close. And I mean, he's played like a 99 pretty much. So we'll just have to see what happens this year. We could underperform, or we could end up doing better than we did last year, which could be the case because we have a worse roster. So let's just get straight to the end of the final year, and we will see how we do. But here we are at the end of year year number 10. And I just want to say, if you've made it all the way here, I very much appreciate you. That's crazy that you've sat with me for like 2 hours or more. I don't know how long this is going to come out to. I've kind of yapped a lot, but I very much appreciate it. And you know, if you've enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. Again, 3,000 likes and I'll do another 10-year rebuild. I'll probably do one anyways, but I would still appreciate the like, you know what I'm saying? And also, like I said, let me know what team to do next in a 10-year rebuild, and subscribe if you haven't already, of course. Because I have something pretty fun coming, I think Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, but probably Sunday. But before I reveal how we did, also, we did pretty well with dev traits this year. So Toon has Superstar. That's huge. That's nice. He's up to a 77. Elias only has Star, the Elias on our O-line, but Manu Elias has X Factor. Kind of unfortunate that we, you know, couldn't get him earlier when we could actually really develop him, but he is up to an 81 overall. He is definitely not bad here. The dev traits on our D-line are crazy. We have 3 X Factors out of 4 possible. Same with our secondary. I mean, 2 X Factors, 2 Superstars, only 1 non-superstar in Moses starting, so our defense has become really, really good. Same with our offense. I mean, we have a 92 offense, 91 defense. This team is ridiculous. But finally, in year number 10, we finished 11-6, and we made the playoffs. Now, that's a little disappointing. Let me show y'all why. Not playoff schedule. I always click the wrong thing. But we actually started 5-0, and then 6-1, and then we lost. We won a couple, and then we lost, and then we won one, then we lost a couple. We only went, I think, 5-6 in the second half of the year. By the midseason, we were 6-1. So definitely not super good in the second half of the year, but we were in the first half. So hopefully we play more like we did in the first half. But let's check out our season stats. Jayden Daniels was, of course, very good. 3,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Good Lord. Jonathan Taylor, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Bibbs, 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns. Not much outside of him. Urban was not super great at tackle, but the rest of our line was. And Zach Fox joins the all-castration team. Very fitting name to be on the castration team. Morris Hurst led the team with 144 tackles, 19 TFLs for Tatum, 18 for Coates, sacks, 10 for Tatum, 7.5 for Blackwell, 5.5 for Coates, 4.5 for Elias, and then picks 3 for Malone and Parker, and then 1 for Hurst and Hicks. So, who's Hicks? Oh yeah, the one corner. Yeah, he really didn't get much playing time this year, but still got a pick. But MVP, of course, goes to Jonathan Kennedy again. Bryce Young's on the Bills now, Justin Herbert on the Bengals. Things have really changed here. Michael Penix is the Titans QB, Jalen Hurts is the Raiders QB, obviously Joe Burrow's the Eagles QB, but Jayden Daniels at number 4, we'll take that. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Kennedy. What the hell? We get 8, 9, and 10 again in the same order. I don't know for sure if that's the same order, but pretty sure that's the same 3 players. That's really, really, really weird. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Derek Brown, player that was on our team, of course. Casey Tatum at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Mike Turner for the Lions, Toon at 5, Burgess at 6. I definitely know who Burgess is. I think he's a backup running back. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Manu Ellis. Not that he really needs it because he already has, you know, X Factor, but we will definitely take that. And actually, super quick, while we're at the end of this, let's go over some total career stats. So Jayden Daniels, already almost 40,000 passing yards, less than 100 away, 335 touchdowns, only 74 picks, and a 72% completion percentage, 114 passer rating. He is so good. He has been insane. I don't know how he isn't a 99. Jonathan Taylor, is that the all-time record for rushing yards? Yep, 20,000 rushing yards, almost 21. That's absurd. Joseph Bibbs is putting together a Hall of Fame career through only 8 years, almost 10,000 yards. God, and Jonathan Taylor even has 5,000 receiving yards, 36 touchdowns. Anthony Samuel has 766 career tackles. Casey Tatum has 118 TFLs and 68 sacks, which is pretty good through 7 years. That's good for sure. And then picks, not too many. 12 for Parker, but that's not like a crazy amount through 8 years. I mean, that's good, but nothing crazy. Picks are really low in this game. They should be higher. But either way, we've created some Hall of Fame careers here. We'll say that. Quite a few of them. But now for the final playoffs of this rebuild, possibly the final game, because we are 4 overall better than the Cowboys. We have a playoff rival scenario. We will go chess match, of course, +5 play rec for, I think, both teams. I don't feel good about this game. I don't. We did beat the Cowboys in week 18, though, so we are going to play back-to-back games against them. That makes me feel a little better that we did beat them, but honestly, our defense was kind of shit. I mean, we were good with certain things, like not allowing many touchdowns, red zone percentage, but the yards weren't great. But let's see what happens against Dallas. Dallas. We'll see. And we do win 21-10, so we'll take it. Maybe another playoff run coming, but we'll take the +5 hit power for the next game and staff points. We only have 43 players on the roster because we're broke. That's fun. But we have some upgrades. Ooh, Braden Cox, Owen Urban. Two pretty important ones. This is a scary team, though. The Atlanta Falcons. I guess we did beat them last year, right? But they're still scary regardless. We both have the same record, and we have the better roster, but they're at home, so let's see what happens here. And we do win. I would have been okay with it if we did lose, because it wasn't that much of a difference, and they had home field advantage, but we do barely win 24-21. Even more upgrades, though. Ron Waller, or Wallner, I'll never get that right. We'll take the upgrade, though. He hasn't really developed much, but I guess he hasn't been getting many touches, many receptions. And now, I really can't complain too much if we lose this game. The Buccaneers have a 95 overall offense. I think I've built like a 95 offense maybe one time, but this team is ridiculous. I mean, just look at it. It's unfair. They have like an 85 at every position, at least. That is crazy. They had quite a few 99s, but I don't think this is going to be an easy game. We don't really deserve to win. I mean, we're pretty deserving. We're the same overall as them, but we'll see. They're at home. They did better this year. Let's just see what happens here. And we do smoke them. 38-17. We are a dangerous playoff team. We get an upgrade for Steve Coates. That's huge, actually. And we are going to be taking on, this is going to be a good one, Caleb Williams and the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. They're only an 88 overall team, and they only went 9-8. So we absolutely deserve to win this game. But we have a Super Bowl media day. We're going to try for our 3rd Super Bowl win of the rebuild. This should be a fun one. Players legacy, or I'll say players legacy. I'll be selfless, I guess, if I have to. +10 staff points, cool. I mean, I get, yeah, that's fair. We don't have Mikey McDingle here, so I don't really give a shit about the legacy. I do miss Mikey McDingle, though. I will not lie. But we have we do get I was gonna say, once I saw Elias win Defensive Rookie of the Year, I was gonna say it doesn't really matter because we won't get to the point where we'll get upgrades, but we do because we made the Super Bowl. So we'll take the +2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's huge. Of course, already an X factor, but the upgrades are nice regardless. And we also have an upgrade for Malone, but let's jump in here for the final game against the Broncos, and let's see how we can finish this rebuild off. But here we go in probably what is like Super Bowl 68 at this point. I don't even know. But of course, we are going to be taking on the Denver Broncos, so let's simulate this game. Even if we lose, we already have 2 Super Bowl wins, but we can make it 3 in what, 4 years, 5 years? This would be insane. So let's jump to the end of the game and let's see what happens. No score through the first quarter. The Broncos do strike first, making it 7-0, and they're driving again, but we stop them. Our offense just is not getting anything done. They take a 14-0 lead. Where is our offense? Hello? We finally get a touchdown and a 2-point in the 4th quarter, but it is way too little too late as we get kind of smoked. 31-14. Where was our offense? What happened? I mean, hey, definitely a disappointing way to end the rebuild, but we still got our Super Bowls. We got 2 of them. That's more than I can say for most rebuilds that I do. And this was definitely a really fun one. I actually don't feel dead inside at the end of a 10-year rebuild. That's a bonus. That's great. But yeah, this is a ridiculous team. 91 overall, 92 offense, 91 defense. This is hard to believe that this was the Washington Commanders at one point. I don't think we have any of their players anymore, but we have definitely made it very, 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 very good. So I really hope y'all enjoyed. Again, if you did, 3,000 likes and I'll do another 10-year rebuild. And again, let me know any fun rebuild ideas you have or the 10-year rebuild team I should do. But again, I really appreciate y'all for making it here. If you did, unless you skipped, then go back and watch it. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, big thank you all for watching. And with that, I will see y'all again, I think on Sunday, maybe Saturday. Turn them notifications on just in case. But regardless, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.